Fatality moves, I make it bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we lit. They said we They said we They said we
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another installment of BullSittin on TSWS Gaming. This week we have Xbox killing the video games industry.
Wow.
Nintendo finally waking up from their complacency-induced slumber, and Sony launching another remake or remaster. I'm your host, Lok7, and joining me today is the lovely Mr. Behind Them Sticks, Ham Solo, the man that likes games more than anyone else on the planet. Mr. Matt likes games, and our special guest, the oldest pixel in existence, Mr. Pixel Bit G. If you don't believe me,
the
check
middle
his
finger
beard.
to you, my dude. The middle finger.
Check
to
his
you.
beard. If you don't believe me, check his beard. This man is ancient. All right. Anyways, Pixel, what you been playing, bro?
I'm gonna be playing on your neck in a minute, punk.
Who you got in the Final Four? Pixel, who you got in the Final Four?
I don't do basketball, man.
No,
I don't watch
dude,
basketball.
NFL. Final Four.
Oh,
NFL.
Shit, I haven't watched football in a little while either. I don't know.
Oh my God. All right. What games you been playing this past week? This guy.
Right now, it's all about that Power World, man.
Oh my Lord. Okay.
I'm telling you, Logan. I'm telling you,
I enjoy games, bro. I enjoy a good, fun game. Imagine that.
You're
Things are fun. So
and Luke's out here looking like a bozo.
Well, I mean, is that the normal? I thought that was his.
Yes, I mean, he's devoted. He's dedicated to that role. He's very dedicated.
I am doubling and tripling down. Vincent Vega, welcome in. Stanley Francois, Cozy Beluga, get well soon. Mr. Serex Man, thank you so much for coming through. Mr. Joanna Dark, my brother in Kojima, welcome in. Jesse B, Law playing Power World right now. Okay. Y'all are playing Power World right now.
Right.
Okay. Matt, what have you been playing this past week?
Buddy, it's Power World. What are we doing? It's Power World. It's Power World and finals.
I am contractually obligated, all right, by our sponsors to ask you these questions.
Oh, you know what else I've been playing?
Came out. What else?
And you'll love this one too. Starfield.
Yeah.
Of course. That's the other fallback, no doubt. All day.
Yes.
Let's go.
Okay. All right. Matt, Ham Solo, what you been playing?
Oh, you don't even want to know what I've been playing right now, bud.
Again, I'm contractually obligated. All right. When Starfield came out, and I skipped asking you guys what you were playing for the first 2 weeks, they got in touch with me and they're like, dude, we don't care. That's why we pay you the big bucks. Ask the damn question. So, Ham, what you been playing this past week?
Okay, well, I've been playing some of the finals, as you can see on the screen right here.
Nice.
I've also been playing Uncomfortable. And if you see my face right now, if I look kind of tired, it's because I absolutely am.
You have resting bitch face.
I need sleep. I need sleep. I've been playing too much Power Worlds.
Yeah.
I need some fucking sleep. I'm really fucking tired right now.
You look tired, player. I was gonna ask you, you was okay, man. I love real talk. I was gonna be like, yo, man, you feeling good, man? You all right? You know?
I am.
You okay?
Smoked.
Putting that game time in, player.
I got almost nothing left to give right now.
Gotta get that B12, playboy.
Freaking tired. But I'm here, you guys. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna try to keep this smile. This smile on my face. I don't know what's going on.
It's the power.
I have no idea what's going on. I'm here though.
Mr. Jonah Dogs playing Infinite Wealth, Power World, and Turnip Boy. I am playing God of War still, and today I started Tekken 8. I have one complaint before I think I'm gonna do like a review video maybe for next week, but I have one specific complaint. Tekken went the Street Fighter route in that they gave people options to pull out the complicated moves with like one button. They're simplifying it.
That's not the Street Fighter route. They didn't do it first.
That's some bullshit.
Did it first.
Regardless, dude, it's not a good thing. All right.
Oh,
random people pulling off complicated moves. If you haven't earned it, then you shouldn't be able to do it. It's that simple.
And he called me old. You telling people to get off your lawn, old guy? You don't want to add extra entry points for young gamers who don't have the skills here? No? Damn,
no.
Man.
Dude, if you can't
Looks
play
like
it,
I want my day game to die as quick as possible.
No, it's the equivalent, guys. It's the equivalent. It's the equivalent of auto aim on Call of Duty or any fighting or any shooting game. What are we talking about?
That's just necessary for consoles. Are you saying that this is necessary for Tekken?
It's not necessary at all.
Okay. Well,
people have been putting out special moves and 20-hit combos since the PS1. Right? Practice, get better. Anyway, so X-Man with the first super chat of the day. Game Pass, Power World, Game Pass, Power World, Game Pass. All right. So X-Man. It's cool. I'm with Vince. Says, screw them noobs. They need to learn. Hell yeah. Oh, Cozy just subscribed to the membership. Welcome in, Cozy.
Nice
Appreciate
mustache.
You.
Wow.
Appreciate you.
Thick.
Yeah. It fits. You look very pretty with the mustache, Cozy. Don't take it off. Mr. Johnny Jack with another super chat. Thank you so much. Says, did you see that Horizon Forbidden Sleep Complete Your Sleep Edition will be $60 on PC, and Sony peeps had to pay $80. Now you can sleep in true 4K.
It's very crispy. It's a crispy sleep.
Damn. I did see that. It's actually one of the topics. I'm not sure when I'll be able to get to it, but we'll see. It's a lot we have to get through today. Lady Foxfire, welcome in. All right. Before I continue with my spiel about old man yelling at the sky, let's get to the topics. Oh, because he says mustache is courtesy of Screaming Sicilian. Does anyone know who Screaming Sicilian is?
Pizza. It's pizza brand. I'm pretty sure like it's like a frozen pizza. You get that, and then in the box you get like one of those mustaches.
Nice.
Okay. Well, Cozy, next week you need to have that on during the whole show. I think I speak for everyone when I say that. What is this ad, Ham? Are we getting paid for this?
The ad. You don't know what that is? It tells
Atari
you right
ain't
there.
got no money. Atari ain't got no money for TSWS. What are you talking about? Ham?
Right there, baby. That's real gaming right there, Playboy. See that?
Okay, but they broke. All right, we're not here for legacies. We're here for
we're not talking about PlayStation, my guy. We're talking about Atari. Relax.
Oh my goodness, that was a bit much. All right, let's get to the topic. Let's get to Pixel. Every time you come here, dude, every single time.
Invite me if you don't want trouble, my Playboy. I'm just saying, man. I'm here for you, man.
I didn't invite you. Who set the code, dude? The hell? Let's get to the topics. Someone needs to talk to marketing. Get this guy off here. Anyway, let's get to the topics. Microsoft becomes the second ever $3 trillion company after laying off 1,900 people. So Apple was the first one. Let's get to the article. This is from IGN. Microsoft has become the second company ever to achieve a $3 trillion market valuation, closing at the market cap for the first time today, just after it laid off 1,900 workers from its gaming divisions. It first crossed the $3 trillion mark yesterday, but dipped back below before close of markets, before climbing again and closing at $3.01 trillion today, or $400 per share. It's the second company ever to reach this milestone after Apple, which achieved it in December of last year and has since been vying with Microsoft for the moniker of most valuable company on Wall Street. As The Verge notes, much of the hype around Microsoft stock has come from a recent dedication to AI announcements, with numerous new marketing announcements bolstering the stock week to week. This triumph of stock occurs on the same day that Microsoft laid off 1,900 workers from its gaming division. In some ways, a massive ripple effect from the company's $69 billion acquisition of ActiBliz closing last year. Many of the impacted workers came from Activision Blizzard divisions, including a number from a now canceled survival game. Gaming head Phil Spencer described the layoffs as part of a here's the quote, a strategy and an execution plan with a sustainable cost structure that will support the whole of our gaming business. Blizzard Entertainment president Mike Ibarra also announced he would be departing the company. Before we get into this, let me get the super chat here from Serexman. Thank you so much, Serexman. Pony beggars pay more for games. Game Pass. Okay.
Get out.
Pixel, what are your thoughts on Microsoft throwing 1,900 people out and then soaring into $3 trillion valuation?
I think, firstly, that the article is suspect. They didn't soar into it. They were there before it, right? So let's not pretend that they weren't there first, right? So let's relax with the questionably written articles, right? Secondly, I don't know, like we expected there to be some layoffs, right? I mean, it's not like a merger happens and everybody stays, right? You have overlaps in the company, so you would expect some people to be removed one way or the other, right? I have a guess here. Go. Don't be a guest. So you would expect that some people be removed. So it's kind of expected. So I'm not like all that surprised. The number seems like it's a lot, that's for sure. But yeah, take it. Then I took a look at where the kind of growth that Activision has had over the last 2 years. So I'm sure that most people or anybody here who's working in tech knows that there was a COVID kind of bubble, right? Where there was a lot of hiring during the COVID era. And then that bubble kind of burst recently, right? So there's been a lot of people being removed from work over the last 2 years. I mean, it's been pretty excessive. I think right now it's listed as 5,900 workers as of January, right? So it's outpacing the speed of what happened last year. So
60%
but again, right,
already what happened last year.
Yeah, right. So we're easily trending to outpace what happened in 2023. And we haven't gotten through the first month already. But looking at Activision growth over the last 2 years, we see that in 2021 they were at 9,300 employees. That number then moved up to 13,000 in 2022 and a whopping 17,000 in 2023. Did they like release some new content over that time, like that was brand new that we never heard of, that they needed to almost double in size? I don't know, right? So based on the massive explosion here of employees, is actually surprising that the number was only 1,900, right, throughout the entire company, based on that growth, right? So is it messed up? Yeah, right. But it's actually not unexpected. So, I know we're gonna get a bunch of takes about people saying, "Oh my God, who knew? Consolidation sucks." Yeah, we get it, right? I mean, but again, as part of consolidation, we know that there's overlaps and people would be removed. So, and again, I think people aren't also accounting for the tech bubble that's blowing up throughout all the industries, right? Not just gaming. So that's my take. So shockingly, not surprised.
Defending Microsoft. All right.
Oh,
man.
defending basic logic and math, which I know some
Common
of you
sense.
folks suffer and struggle from. So no, it's not your screen night. It's your get out my room night. Goodbye.
Matt, what are your thoughts on Microsoft checking a whole bunch of people out?
I mean, it's not good. I mean, Pixel's also right in that it's totally expected. I mean, I think everyone kind of called it once the acquisition was official a few months ago that this would happen. And that's why, like, dude, I was getting on Twitter back then and people were like you get people making fun of, like, or not making fun of, I don't know what the word you would use for it, like using it as a talking point of PlayStation having layoffs and like, oh, well, Xbox wouldn't. It's like, well, don't say that because it's like, don't say that because they're going to do that whenever they feel necessary. And that's probably once this acquisition goes through. And here we are. Acquisition went through, and a few months later, like 1,900 layoffs. So it's not unexpected. It just sucks. It really sucks. It's also kind of shitty seeing how people are using it as talking points for console wars or whatever other weird agenda that they have. I mean, at the end of the day, it's people's lives. They're affected. It sucks. There's really no way around that fact. But unfortunately, like I said, it was totally expected. It's not surprising. And the thing that surprised me, I'm sure we'll talk about later, so I'm going to save that. But like, this wasn't the news that surprised me from yesterday with Microsoft and everything.
Okay. Ham, what are your thoughts on the layoffs? And I want to add a little twist to it. If you have a response for the comment made on the screen by Jacob Novak, go ahead. Sarge, welcome in.
I have no idea what the comment says, but anyways, the whole layoff situation, obviously tragic, never good to see layoffs and whatnot. But I tried to tell Sir X Man the other day when he was saying, "Oh, Sony had all these layoffs, but Microsoft ain't have none," and I was like, last time they did layoffs, it was a little bit after the Direct. And here we are a little bit after the Direct.
Last year,
layoffs happened again.
Yeah, they had layoffs last year.
Yeah?
Oh. I totally
it's crazy because we've covered it here, Loke. You don't remember, but yeah, we did.
I forgot.
We
I forgot. No, I forgot that it was right after. I forgot that it was right after.
Yeah. Wow. Exactly. That's there's a reason that they do stuff at the timing that they do stuff, right? They have something really pretty that happens, so then when they do something ugly, they got something to say, hey, but you got something to look forward to. Sure, some shit just happened, but you still got a reason to smile.
Yep.
Damn.
So there's that. I mean, obviously, the thing that has me all messed up is the mic thing. But I mean, all in all, I mean, I am a consumer, so hopefully between this and the let goes that they had here, and PlayStation what they had, and who knows what Nintendo's got going on. Like, let's just hope that, you know, the industry just gets a little bit more comfortable for these developers, because this shit is tragic. You know, every year there's just like some sort of company to make your jaw drop. And this isn't anything that's going to go away. I mean, you can expect to see you next year, you know, when it comes to these layoffs and stuff like that. Like, after anytime after a big game happens, layoffs coming soon. Like, just prepare yourself for that. But another thing that I wanted to say is I kind of wanted to point towards what Pixelbit was kind of getting or alluding to, and I think Matt was alluding to it a little bit yesterday. Hard Day's Mike was talking about it. Yo, Activision is massive, dude. Like, that company is so big. Like, that's like when Microsoft acquired them, they pretty much acquired Xbox again.
No,
like a whole nother.
They acquired 3 times Xbox. The total Xbox was 5,000 employees, give or take.
Excuse me. So they
3 times Xbox.
Yeah. So if you thought they were gonna acquire that many people and just everybody's job was safe, it's pretty nuts to think about. Like even I've been through at, you know, a job that I previously had. You know, once ownership changes, someone's leaving. There's a reason that they're selling or that they sold, and you know what? Sometimes you got to go, and it sucks, but it's just the kind of reality of the business, especially a business that has the turnaround that it does like this. It's scary, but it as you say, Loke, it's just nothing's new under the sun.
Nothing. It's just going to keep happening and getting worse. So X-Man, thank you so much for another super chat. Says, unlike Sony, Microsoft did it after Christmas. Fact. Anyone have any
That
thoughts
is a
on
big
one?
deal, though, surprisingly.
Yeah, not surprising.
Why is it a big deal?
Nobody wants to lose work during the holiday season, right? I mean, it sucks any time of the year, but during the holiday season, that's brutal. Like, damn. Like, you know,
oh, look at this. I'm under
salt.
the map. I was terrified in this part of the game.
It's quality right there, bro.
No, it's not. I wasn't happy. I was really.
I was quality.
Matt was in the party chat with me. I was panicking for like 15 or 20 minutes.
You were saying this stuff. When was the last time I saved? How much am I about to lose?
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah,
I somehow
boy,
clipped
man. That's
the world right there. I don't know how I did it, but it was magical. I felt so good.
All right, G maybe and a cracked lens. I'm going to undo my tie and do my tie again live, just so everyone's clear. This is not a clip-on. All right. All right. Let's move on to the next angle.
Why are you stripping? Story. We ain't trying to see that.
I just settle down, Ham. Settle down. This is not although it's Alex's stream. All right. Anyway, Microsoft lays off 1,000. Microsoft lays off 1,900 staff. So we already spoke about this one.
Yep.
So we're just gonna skip this one and move to the next one, which is the team working on Blizzard's now canceled Survival, seemingly gutted amid Xbox mass layoffs. So the development team behind Blizzard's now canceled Survival game, reportedly called Odyssey, is seemingly among the teams dramatically impacted by the layoffs at Microsoft. So this one is just surface level. What do you guys think anything of value was lost?
Surrounded by old folks. By
this thing being canceled.
Yeah,
watch it.
I'm happy we can't hear
that
sap sucker.
Oh my goodness, is that K-Mega? Is that K-Mega?
Mr. Let Me Be Country himself is here.
Yeah.
That's El Mega. That's El Mega. Oh my lord.
Oh lord, he said El Mega. We can't hear you,
muted,
bro. He's muted.
Is He's coming in with L's already. It's a silent L. That's what it is. This man has more L's than me. Jesus.
Oh my goodness. That's 3 just to start.
Check it. And he keeps insisting on silent mode. All right. Okay, man.
You know, you know, it's that Los Angeles Rams logo over there. You know.
Yes. Take the logo off. Watch the sun
it
come
has
back.
him speechless right now. He ain't got nothing to say because his team ain't doing nothing.
Take the logo off and watch the sound come back, K-Mega. Put that shit on the floor. Matter of fact, light it on fire.
Damn.
Give it
I
the
love how he
LeBron
can't defend
Cleveland
himself,
treatment.
so we're
Big
just keep
salty
going.
right now. What's going on?
I hate the Rams. That's
Clearly. Sheesh.
that's where I'm
Tell us how you
at.
really feel, bro.
Anyways, we were talking about the canceled survival game by the Blizzard team. So my question to you guys, and I'm gonna leave it open to everyone on the panel. Do you guys think anything of value was lost here, considering how many survival games are out and are already being developed as we speak?
Man, they seen Power Worlds and said, "I'm out." They're like, "I'm out. Yeah, I'm out. I'm good. I'm all set." they seen that shit and they were like
I'm all set.
Phil did one of those things where you tilt the head down and then you pull the glasses down a little bit. And you're just like, y'all stopping production today. Yeah, one of those, Lump, one of those. Yeah, exactly. Y'all motherfuckers stopping production today. We cooked.
We good. All right.
Do not tarnish your reputation, Blizzard. You are fine.
Yeah.
Power World's
you're good. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Also, okay, we'll get to it. We'll get to it after. We'll get to the whole Blizzard and Xbox and Power World later. Pixel, any thoughts on the canceled survival game by Blizzard?
I mean, look, based on the reporting for it seemed like this game was in development for a very long time. Went through one engine change and requested another engine change.
Yeah, from Unreal to
listen. If the first engine change didn't get you right, the request for the second engine change will get you fired. I'm just saying. So, the rumor is it wasn't that very far along. It's 6 years. It's 100 people on that team over 6 years. Check the average salary for Blizzard, $97,700 per person. The math don't math. The Power Worlds of the world work because it was cheap to make. But if you're gonna create a game of that nature and be expensive and late, and then reboot, I don't know, right? So yeah. I can't say if anything was gained or lost on it because I didn't see the game, right? But as far as for me, there's only so many big games of that nature that I can play in any given time span, right? So, I'm not sure there should be a rush on that type of games. Yeah, it's a saturated market. There's only you're going to get a certain number of people who are going to play Power World, and other people are going to keep playing whatever they play, right? So, I don't know, right? It's kind of a hard market to jump in. So, if they saw something and they said, "Hey, this doesn't look fire," hey, you got to send it the same way as the TLLU game. So, it is what it is. What can you do?
Yeah. Maybe. We like variety in Texas, all right? We like variety. Also, Matt, what are your thoughts on the canceled game, the canceled survival game that Blizzard was working on?
I mean, I think it sucks. I think it would have been cool, as much as many survival games as we have. I'm pretty sure another one just came out after Power World and Shrouded. Survival games it's like Pixel was saying, a very saturated genre. But it would have been cool for fans of the genre to see something we got all these small studios doing these really creative things. It would have been cool to see what a big studio does with the kind of resources that they would have. But if they feel like it it wasn't going to cut it, or if they saw something. I mean, who knows what they saw behind the scenes? Maybe like the engine changes and everything probably played a part in it. And then I also saw that they wanted to switch. They were hoping that Xbox leadership would get them to be able to switch back to Unreal. So it's like, I mean, with all that, I can see why they would cancel it, but it does suck because it's like you see what a team like for Power World accomplished with 7 million. Imagine what Blizzard could accomplish if they were really, really passionate about the game and had all the money that, you know, now Microsoft, but then Activision Blizzard had behind it. Probably could have been something cool, but you know, we'll never know. It's hard to say if it was a good or bad thing, but yeah, it's kind of, it just sucks. Just sucks.
I like just briefly want to cut in. I like what Fuzzy said just a moment ago here in the chat. He said people gave Microsoft crap for not canceling Redfall. Now they want to give them crap for canceling Odyssey. Microsoft can't win. And here I agree with that, because I was going to actually bring up Microsoft possibly, you know, canceling, you know, the Certain Affinity game as well, right? And the positives I wanted to bring to that is, you know, obviously it sucks when any game gets canceled at all, right? But at the same time, it's nice to see, and I've seen people say this about Naughty Dog as well, because in a way they're not wrong about this either. But at the same time, it's just like, you know, this game wasn't like promised, like Factions kind of was. But at the same time, this shows that Microsoft nor Naughty Dog were willing to chase a trend to a detriment, right? We always talk about it. Oh, like don't try to be another Fortnite. That, like, we don't want to see that.
Yeah.
We don't want to see another Fortnite. We don't want to see another this or that. And then you see how Power Worlds just came through and shocked the world. They don't want to chase that. like that's it, it's a phenomenon.
Pokemon doesn't want to chase
clearly
that.
Something that just kind of came out of nowhere, but at the same time was understandably popular because of what you're doing in the game and what the game does itself. And I'm sure that they looked at what they had and they said, this is not going to cook like Power World's cooked.
Nope.
And we have to foot the bill for this. And on top of it, we're now coming out after Power World, so we're chasing them, which they're chasing somebody else. So what are we doing? At least the person that they chase, they have a really solid foundation of what they're planning on doing. What we're doing is untested, possibly, and understood by a lot of different people. And we're not going to just throw something out there just to let it, you know, slap us back in the face. So, and like, although it sucks for a game to be canceled, I mean, this goes out to Naughty Dog too. At least you didn't throw something out and it just absolutely was shit. And you have to, I think that's worse than a canceled game. Like having a game come out like Redfall did and do what Redfall did to your reputation for the rest of the year is much worse than just saying, hey, you're not getting this. And then on top of it, we didn't even see anything from the game. So we don't know. There's no concept art or nothing.
Yep. And meme culture is violent, guys. Meme culture can take something that's just kind of bad and make it like horrible. So I think they made a good decision with this one.
Hey,
overall.
Got his voice working yet?
Yeah, K-Mega, come in here, bro.
No, he still ain't working.
Like, it was funny at first. Now it's just awkward, bro.
Why don't you try taking off and popping back in, and I'll bring you back on again. Need to restart your PC or something.
Sir X-Man with another super chat. Thank you so much. Says, after Scalebound and Redfall, Phil said, no, not anymore. And that was a good decision. If that was his decision, I think it was the right choice. It was the right choice. Sometimes you can hamstring yourself when it's not even necessary, considering how many games Xbox has that are kind of like, you know, just popping, is including Power. There's no need to take unnecessary risks with another risky game. All right, let's move on. Blizzard's president Mike Ibarra and its chief design officer Alan Adam are leaving the studio, which has also seen a previously announced survival game. Okay, so this one specifically I want to bring up because of Mike Ibarra. Ham, I want to let you go first on this one to explain to everyone the context of Mike leaving twice under Xbox leadership.
Now to me, this was kind of like shocking and uncomfortable and not great, because it's just like, I was just not that long ago talking about like how he was super like happy, seemingly at least, that they were like acquired and that he got to work on what, you know, he was passionate about and whatnot. And, you know, it was just a couple months ago he was crying on stage, right? Because like it was like an emotional moment for him and the people at Blizzard and Activision and whatnot. And then to see now, you know, you didn't get maybe what you want and you're out, and it's just like, man, that happened fast. So I don't know, it kind of has me a little bit nervous for, I know all in all they should be fine. I mean, they're such a huge company, right? But at the same time, it's just like, man, like, that's a legendary name and a person that brings a lot of attention to your platform if you have him there. Like, he's just like that guy that like keeps the hype alive, whether things are great or rough. So I don't love seeing that. And it really is kind of unsettling, but I mean, hey, that's the business.
And you fumbled him twice. You fumbled this guy twice.
Right.
Matt, you bothered by Mike Ibarra being chucked to the side twice by Xbox.
So, well, I don't think he was let go, was he? I think he just stepped down.
Yeah, but if you put someone in a position where they feel it's untenable, like all relationships, it's not all them. You know what I mean? It's a relationship. If you split from your woman, no matter what she did, you contributed at least 10%. That's what I'm trying to say. So Xbox have put themselves in a situation where twice Mike Ibarra signed documents to say, I'm out.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely big news, but at the same time, I'm not too surprised. Like, I guess I'm surprised in the sense, like Ham just said, he was on stage a few months ago crying just because he was coming back. Like, he seemed very happy and very grateful. At the same time, though, I'm not too surprised considering the fact that he left Xbox before. And we don't know why he left that. Like, there's no, like, it could be just he got a better job offer. That happens. But, like, maybe there was some disagreement before at Xbox, and maybe that disagreement kind of came back around this time. Maybe he thought things would be a little bit different. He kind of came back, found out, it's not super different. And then he's like, okay, well, I don't know if I want to be here. And if that's the case, then it's like, for me, it's hard to be surprised. It's definitely news. It's definitely something you don't love to see. But, like, I'm not wildly surprised by it, I guess would be what I should say.
Okay. Pixel, to Fuzzy Belvedere's point, how do you feel about Mike leaving, but also the fact that, or not fact, but the rumor that he left because his team was gutted? Isn't it? Isn't this
that would be a good reason to leave?
And that would also be true.
Isn't
probably.
this? But this isn't this the reason why
not...
a lot of people have been saying that it's a good thing Xbox is doing a lot of these purchases because of all the platforms, right? Embracer, Sony, and whatever. Xbox is the one that has the money to acquire all of this and maximize everything that they've acquired's potential.
Oh, I mean, nice spin. I like that. Well played. However, it doesn't change what they walked into, right? You still have a project that was sitting in limbo, technically, with 6 years of dev time under it and 100 people. You can't. There's no way to wash that off, right? There's money involved there. So even for a company that has a lot of money, which Microsoft clearly does, personally, I think, hey, look, they should just absorb it, right? Absorb it and take the L and let them build out, right? But I have to wonder, when you've already changed engines, is it what killed the project, right? Is it we saw it, let's say we saw it 2 years ago, and then they came back and 2 years later it's in the same place. Do I continue that project? Or worse, and then you're telling me, you know what, we need to change engines again. Do I continue that? If it's like, this is the company that dealt with Scalebound, right? Like they've been through scenarios with projects that were in development hell before, that was their own doing, or at least their own allowance, right? And then keep hoping and praying for something to be completed, and then it's just not going to be completed, right? So at some point you got to cut bait. If that was what caused Mike to leave, it's a shame, right? Because he's a great personality. You know, don't know the guy personally, but see him on stage and love his energy. So you would love to have somebody like that remain on the team. And, you know, he was hoping that he would stay. But I think the last time I came on the show, when they escalated him, when they announced the new structure, I really was expecting him to be elevated to, like, you know, Activision big dog or something, right? Which didn't happen, right? He just was remaining president of Blizzard and now reporting to Booty. Forgot his first name. You know, apologies.
Matt Booty.
Matt,
to Matt, right? So, you know, this is if I'm a bit ambitious person and I want to shine, and here's an opportunity where the head of my company is leaving, and there's this open gate here, and I think I've done a great job, maybe I'm leaving because of that. I don't know. I have no idea, right? But if, you know, it's all speculation, right, at this point. But if, hey, look, if he left because his team was gutted for this particular project, who's responsible for that project being in that state? Right? It's not magic, right? Somebody did. Somebody's responsible for that, right? Let's do the numbers, right? Let's do the math, right? It's almost 100,000.
Are you blaming the victim?
No. I'm blaming the math, right? I'm blaming the math, right? It's their average employee for developers at that studio was 97,000 per person. You have 100 heads. You got 6 years of development. You have no game to show for it. How much money I'm supposed to spend on you? You gonna go 4 more years? So what you looking at $100 to $300 million game? That how you gonna make your money back on that type of game? I'm just saying. They probably just, if it was me, I would do the math. You got 6 years. You don't got a game. You got to go. That would be me. So
and then you got Power World out here with a shoestring budget.
Yes, Power out here with a shoestring budget. All their money was made back day one, right? So, you know,
literally,
we can't roast the company for trying to make their money like that. This is still a business, right? So, as much as I think the guy's awesome, if you were the head of a project, and any of you, if you were the head of a project and you had 6 years of development time in, and you was not delivering that project today, and your company just switched over or got merged, and you're sitting at the head of that, how you looking when the new guy who don't know you like that, or say he know you, but you know you don't work for me, right? And now I'm coming in and I'm looking at y'all books and I'm like, bro,
there's rumors that they have beef. There's rumors that Phil and
he left
Mike.
the company before, like you said, right? So there's got to be some dynamic there already pre-existing, that's fine. I can't speak on that. But for this particular project, I can speak on where your project was at. And, you know, I worked on projects for years, but if I ain't deliver at 3 months, you know, we not staying. So, hey, you got 6 years of rope. You got 6 years to glide, man. That's pretty nice. So, you know, it's sad. It's sad for people that lost their job, but like,
this man says 6 years to glide.
Oh, bro.
Dude, I've been coding for like over 20 years, man. There's no such thing as 6 months on a project that isn't delivering or missing deliverables. It doesn't happen. They get you out of there. Like, you gotta go. So anybody who works in development knows that it's, you know, it's an expensive game. So hold on 1 second. I have more guests.
Hey Mega, how you feeling?
All right.
I'm all right. Y'all good?
All right, there you are. All right, we can hear you.
Yeah, and don't be disrespecting this. You know what I'm saying? My daughter made this for me. You know what I'm saying? Made the little Rams thing for me. I insulted her about how my Ram is looking, but you know what I'm saying? It was the thought that count. You know what I'm saying? She took the time.
I didn't even know it was. I didn't even know that was a third party product.
Well, what's crazy is that she made a strawberry shortcake that looked amazing for my wife, and I'm like, well, why did I not get that? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm insulted by my Ram. Well, you know, I just gave her a hard time. I mean, I was thankful for it, so that's why I'm showing it. But anyway, but no.
You're talking about us not being disrespectful.
Let me get the super chat.
We're gonna call you strawberry shortcake for the rest of the show.
What's going on, man? Good.
Okay.
Shortcake Mega.
Oh man,
Shortcake Mega.
Shortcake Mega.
So X-Man, thank you so much for the super chat. Loke, stop the cab. I think you meant the cap. All right, stop the cap. No IGN Xbox tax today, Loke. Why is it that I'm the one who's what? I don't even know what that's about.
Wow,
I don't get it.
He's saying that since you worked for IGN, that you were over here.
I don't work for IGN.
You're capping.
I literally do not work for IGN. Quite
at this
literally.
very moment.
Do you get a check, or are you laid off like some of these Xbox employees? Which one? You got
jokes. You got jokes. This guy's got jokes. Okay, K Mega.
Yes, sir.
What you been playing this past week?
Man, this week really not too much because I was dealing with my mother. But
if you want to know.
No, but you know, and that's what I was over here tripping out because, you know, yesterday was Tekken Day and I was supposed to stream some Tekken, but then my daughter came over and I'm like, I love you, baby girl, but you're sabotaging my Tekken experience. And then she decides to do a K Mega and just stay until 2:30 in the morning talking about girl things. And I'm like, listen, and I was like, you got to leave. I got to play Tekken, and then by the time I turn Tekken on, I'm about to play. You know what I'm saying? I fell asleep, so I haven't been really playing anything. I mean, not really this week. I played a couple of games, but I haven't even got a chance to get back into Power World. So this week, really not nothing. So right now, while I'm talking to you guys, I have the Mighty Tekken on, and I'm over here running through it right now as we speak.
Getting cooked.
Me too. What difficulty did you use?
I'm not playing the story yet. I'm finna stream the story. But I'm just going through with my little avatar and stuff. Huh?
How does that feel, the avatar thing? Because I tried it on the demo and it felt gimmicky. It felt inferior to the Street Fighter version. But then after I got to the tournament thing, the basement tournament thing, I kind of started getting into it, and then because I got the pre-order Tekken, so when I started it, I got all these little like hairstyles and outfits and whatever for my little avatar, and I'm kind of like, I like this. This is nice. This is nice.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of into it. What do you think about the avatar thing?
Yeah. When I first played it, of course, of course, the characters, you know, the little miniature look like adults or whatever, so they kind of were kiddish or whatever, a little goofy looking, and then, but you know, I got mine pimped out. He's in his white, blue, and black. You know what I'm saying? Walking around. You know what I'm saying? Got a little, you know, got the little ram colors going on with the gold trim. You know what I'm saying? He's all right. And so
he's losing already off the bat. He's already losing.
Winning, baby, winning. Anyway, so once you get into the ghost, when you're playing against because the difficulty goes up, which I like that.
Ooh,
but going into but then going into the basement area where you're playing against those ghost AIs, that is impressive. That you're really playing at a high tier level. And I always jump in when it was the demo. I haven't got a chance to do it yet on the full version yet. But yeah, when you get up there into those high levels, when they're ranked really high, you get that's when the juices started flowing. And then that gets me prepared to when I'm going to jump in and start playing people online. Probably tomorrow. I'm starting taking it serious because I'm going to go all out. I'm going to be the highest rank I could possibly be in this tag. Because listen, the reality is this: I'm an old man, so I only got this is my last run with Tekken. Before I turn into the Sir X Man, and then I'm just going to get my ass beat. So this is going to be my last run by Tekken. Yeah, the reflexes is already slowed down and diminished. But I got enough to beat on these young kids' ass. But by the time Tekken 9 comes, I'm cooked. So I'm going all out on this Tekken. So I'm about to put in some work. You're going to see a lot of Tekken these
all right,
next
last Tekken question, then we move on.
Yes, sir.
The fighting style. Did you pick the simplified version or not?
Oh no, I don't pick the simplified one. But if it's a character,
let's go.
Oh no. But if it comes to a point to where I'm stuck on something, I will definitely do this because I love the fact that you could switch it on the fly to where if you want to try to juggle somebody, like air juggle, I'll flip that shit and juggle you around and then flip it back to the standard, so I can do those burn combo sets because there's so many variances of it that, you know, I'm still trying to figure those out. But yeah, that's the only part that I'll use it in. Just regular fighting and stance and moving and everything else. No, it's old school Tekken for me always.
All right. Yep. I'm happy about that. All right, let's move on from the Mike Ibarra thing. Lastly on this one, Genesis PT. I don't know if anyone has seen this, right? But he says Mike was responsible for the success of Mixer on Microsoft. I don't know what's the success we're talking about because Mixer kind of didn't take off, but okay. Go see the things he said last year to the ABK workers, and it seems he was also part of the problem at the old ABK. Anyone up to date on this specific morsel of the news? Because I'm not.
No, I'm not either.
I am not.
No. Okay.
Nope. I haven't heard of that.
Nope. Let me start this comment. I'll do some research. Cozy, you're the only one who thinks Mixer was good. If it was so good, a lot of people would have latched onto it and it would still be alive.
I think a lot of people liked Mixer, but it definitely.
Yeah. What happened?
Oh, I love Mixer.
No. Like, hold on a second. It's just the way that it kind of left a sour taste in a lot of people's mouth.
Yeah.
The way it left what?
Yeah.
So it's just like, sure, I think a lot
disappeared.
of people really actually do miss Mixer, and Mixer was pretty dope. But at the same time, it's kind of like, I don't know if you. It's kind of like, I don't know, you know, it reminds me of the team that made that made Eternal Darkness, where it's like, yo, that was dope. That stinks that you went out of business, and then I look why you went out of business and what happened. I'm like, well, you did that shit. It's like that. It's like that. Dave Chappelle thing where it's like, oh yeah, OJ, yeah, he did that shit. It's just, and
that's
not good, not a good look. Mixer was not a good.
Go ahead,
look.
Pixel. You want to say something? Go ahead.
No. I'm laughing at the OJ reference, man. That's it.
Okay, I'm just saying, Ham. If it look, I'm looking. Look, Sexman says Mixer was awesome. If it was so awesome, why did it fail? I don't understand. Till today, I'm not even meaning or trolling anyone here.
It's an internal thing.
I don't understand why it was great, but but it got shut down. Why?
Well, it was an internal thing. It was the situation that happened when the guy exposed what was going on internally at the studio or at the office. There was an employee that filed a discrimination suit against the person that was in charge at the time of Mixer. And I don't know if you remember at the time when it was all these developers that was talking about how they were sexually harassed or racially profiled and things like that. Well, he was one of the first people to come out, and he was talking about him being racially profiled. And then when it came out, they started doing an internal investigation. It was come out to be true. And then it was already cooked. And then it was already being speculated in the channels or whatever that Mixer, because Mixer wasn't really doing well against Twitch, and that's what was their main rival. And then here comes Facebook coming out with their stuff. And so the writing was kind of like on the wall is like, well, we're kind of want to keep it, but then we kind of don't. And then when they made that push to try to bring in, I forgot who that guy was, but he was a big time streamer, and then they had him to be a part of Mixer and all that. Well, it started to tick up a little bit, but still wasn't being sustained enough because they were pretty much losing money. And then when you add on the fact about the discrimination situation, Phil just cut the cord. And so he was just like, no, it was out. I loved it. I thought the whole premise was fantastic. I was growing rapidly. I was only doing it for like 4 months. That's when I first started doing the streaming thing. And I was already close to 1,000 followers at that time. And then you get that information about, well, we gotta shut it down. And then you go and you jump on to Twitch. It's a no man's land. There's just so much. It's just a sea of just different content creators. And so when you're, a Mixer refugee, if you're not staying on this stuff, you kind of get overlooked, but Mixer just felt like a really great underground spot to bring people in that were just starting and who was also a part of the Xbox platform. It just seemed like it was just a perfect ecosystem for that. But because of the situation with with the racial profiling, that just screwed everything up, and then that just put the writing on the wall, and Phil cut the cord. That's what happened overall.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. But I mix Mixer. I Mixer. I do a lot.
Rest in peace, Mixer. Moving on. Xbox has reportedly shut down departments dedicated to bringing games to physical retail. So here's a quote. Microsoft has shut down departments dedicated to bringing Xbox games to physical retail, which if you've seen the digital-only Xbox console leaks, well, you can get an idea of where Microsoft is going here. This is according to Windows Central editor Jez Corden. Note, reducing retail teams doesn't confirm Microsoft is quitting physical retail for Xbox games yet. They can outsource and might be consolidating here, he added. Pixel, thoughts? Is Microsoft out of the physical game?
Sure sounds like it. I guess, well, depending on the region, right? Like the US, they were like above 80% or something like that in terms of digital versus physical sales. So
digital's 89%.
I mean, I was being generous. 89%. So I mean, it's a dying to dead market in the US. I know in other regions it's a little higher, but even in some of the regions where people complain the most, it's still 75% in those regions as well. So it's not really all that surprising. Does it mean that they never will produce any discs? I don't know, right? There's that what's that outfit that does like one-off discs for companies?
Limited run.
Yeah, limited run, right? So I know like sometime last year they had finally worked out a deal with them to start getting some of their content made into disc. So that they may decide to outsource it, under certain scenarios, right? But recently, I guess most of their recent releases haven't even had a physical disc, right? Is there even a disc for Starfield?
Yeah,
there is.
Yeah, there is.
Okay, so because I know the collector's edition didn't.
Yeah, they're
have
3
one.
cents right now. Go pick it up.
Oh, right. That's right. That was a story recently, right? That they were jettisoning them for 3 cents, so or whatever. But you know, I don't know, right? So I haven't cared about physical media since like 2012. You know, pretty much once Steam got rid of it, I kind of went with it, right? So, and you know, convenience wins. So, you know, it would be very surprising to see anybody other than Nintendo making disc at this point going forward. And even Nintendo doesn't make disc, right? They make basically they make a memory card or something like that to sell to people, not an actual physical disc that will eventually die on you, right? So, and I think even in this generation, right, Microsoft's console only supports like a 50 gigabyte max or something like that, right? They have a limited format disc they're using right now. And you know, you're getting average games coming out well above 100. So, you know, it's just one of those things. So, you know, they'll because they don't really have that kind of presence in markets outside the US like that, you know, the impact for them is probably minimal because it's not like they were producing that many discs to begin with, because people here don't buy discs. So, you know, people will complain, but you know, most of us have already gone past that a long time ago. Sorry for those who haven't, but I don't care.
Damn. This man does not care. K-Meg,
Yes,
what are your
sir.
thoughts on Microsoft showing signs of leaving the physical arena?
I mean, it's gonna be unpopular for what I'm going to say, but I mean, the market has already dictated this situation. They've already told you what they wanted to do. The public has already told people who want hard copies, well, that's great and good, but we want digital. It's much more convenient. It's just what it is. There is no reason for people to be upset about it. If it would be different if we were back in 2013 and then they just went straight digital, because at that point in time, we were talking about at that point like 70-80% of people that was gaming were buying physical copies. Now we look at 2024, we're talking about people that it's almost 90%. You know what I'm saying? It's 80% where people are buying games digitally over games buying hard copies. So it's like I said, the market has dictated what is that some people that were looking at this trend seen it coming, you know, and it's just, you know, and the one thing too is that I got to make this point as well, like, which is going to be unpopular to some people, is that when people are getting all upset about layoffs and things of this nature, why is it that people aren't really thinking about the brick and mortar stores that had to lay off the people because we started to go to digital because the market has made that decision to do that? So nobody should be pissed off about what Microsoft is going. They're only going towards the trend. It's not because they're trying to force this. It's just the way that it is. It's just like what Pixel said. It's like, you know, I mean, Nintendo, they have tried to do all different types of things once they got out of the cartridge era. You know, they tried to make discs different, you know, the little small discs. Now they got like a little tiny little cartridge thing, you know, but I mean, but people still buy their games on Nintendo digitally. It's an option there. And I would like to see those numbers, because there's a lot of people that still swears up and down that Nintendo is just killing it and has a much larger base that buys games physical compared to digitally on Nintendo. I don't know. I'd like to see those numbers, but it's just the law of the land. I mean, it's just, like I said, the convenience aspect of it. And so I mean, this just makes sense. I don't see why anybody could get angry about it. I mean, of course, there should be options still, but I mean, do anybody really care about the CD player or the CD changer anymore these days? Or are they going to listen? Or are they mostly listening to their music on? What'd you say? Yours is full of dust? Yes. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we're the people that still want to hold on to the old relics, which, of course, you know, most of us on this panel is older. So I get it. But also, my last point on this is that when people keep thinking that physical media still somehow keeps games from not not, you know, from keeping games from basically where if I got this disc, that means that this game is going to work for me offline. That's not the case anymore. That disc is just a coaster if those servers shut down. The disc doesn't matter anymore like it used to.
Yes.
So yeah, so that's a reality I think gamers need to start paying attention to. And I know that for some people they're not going to like it, but I mean this is just what's going on over.
Yep. Ham, what are your thoughts on Xbox shutting down these departments that are dedicated to bringing physical games?
You know, I mean, it stinks, obviously, but I mean, what K Mega Pixel just alluded to, what we talked about this last Tuesday, it's just like the writing's been in the sand for a long time. And shout out to the person I interviewed yesterday, Pharaoh J, really dope dude, PlayStation guy, not fanboy, but he rocks with PlayStation for the most part. But even he was out here talking about it yesterday, saying, you know, like, if you didn't see the writing on the wall with Spotify, then
Netflix.
I'm not sure where you've been. Because like Spotify, all these like Apple Music, it's especially for iTunes back in the early 2000s, 2010s and stuff like that. Yo, wasn't nobody using discs on my way out of high school. People were transitioning to these things at the time called mini discs. And also and also, of course, you know, your iPods and stuff like that. Me halfway through college, people were for the most part, just everything was on their phone by then. So like, you know, I get into somebody's car, they're using the auxiliary cord. They ain't using CDs. That was back in like 2009. We're 15 years after that. That was, like I said, that was back in 2009 where people were using tape decks with fucking auxiliary cords. And just like, yo, I'm gonna do this instead of buying a CD player for my car.
Yep, I remember iPod had that. They had the tape deck conversion that used to go to the audio jack.
Yeah, remember the cigarette lighter too?
Do the RCA,
like the radio station.
Yep, I had them both. I got them both. I still got one of those.
Yeah, exactly. So it's been fading out for over a decade at this point. And now that we're at, you know, this point in time, 2024, and, you know, here is Xbox possibly thinking about, you know, new consoles, Switches, you know, on the verge of making their brand new console. PlayStation's talking about, you know, a Pro possibly, and they've already went on ahead and made an expansion piece that's a disk drive. So something that you technically don't really need. They're already saying, hey, we see the direction of this and we're taking our, you know, kind of precautions on it. I'm wondering if the next PlayStation that comes out, the disk drive is just flat out something that you purchase on the side. It's just a flat out side dish, essentially. Like, get it if you want, but we ain't coming with it no more because we ain't spending that much on putting this piece onto the console. But y'all can buy it separately if you want. I could totally see something like that going down. But all in all, like, digital is. It's just the way. As much as I like to sit here and I have all these old things I was talking about this earlier last week, Metal Gear Solid for the OG PlayStation and stuff like that. As much as I like my physical content, which I do, but I've realized I really actually only like physical content when it's for older retro consoles. When it comes out for the Switch, I want to get it digital. When it comes out for the Xbox, I want to play it in as many places as possible. I bought Pal Worlds. That is cross save and cross play between your Series S and X and hopping on your PC. Why would I want to? I was just talking. I was talking to Matt a couple months ago about this. I was like, if I buy AEW, I need to buy it digitally because and he's like, why would you do that? And I was like, well, because if I want to play it on my Series S, I can't if I buy it physically. And if I want to cloud stream that game, if I want to remote play that game or whatnot, I can't unless I'm home to put the disc in the console.
It feels limiting.
Yes.
Exactly. It's like, as cool as it is having that physical media, one thing I really don't miss is the jog back and forth to the console when I want to switch a different game.
Hauling things around.
Right? I just want to turn on my TV, turn on the game, let it go. The only thing that stinks is downloading it, but hell, I'll deal with that because even when I got a disc game, I gotta download it, and I usually need internet to do that. So it's just like, no matter how I maneuver this thing, I still need to check in. You know what I'm saying? I still need to do something, and I know a lot of people say, "Oh, you know, PlayStation, you don't have to do that." Some of their main games you do. And yes, if you share with somebody, if you share games with somebody, you absolutely have to. There's no way around.
Wait a minute. Are there games on PlayStation that actually play through the disc?
Yeah.
I think they announced like one that I know of that does, but most of them don't play through disc. You gotta install them.
Yeah, you have to still install those games, and they still have patches. Any game that has a patch these days.
Yeah, but cooked. Even like the Spider-Man games, when I purchased the digital copy for my sons, and then can't game share with both of them at the same time. So you need to buy another disc in order to play it on a different console. You buy the disc on another console, and then still got to download the game before you play.
You're right about that.
Yeah, it's that fast SSD nonsense don't work on display, boy.
And Ray, she's right.
Technology don't work on disc. Yeah,
the disc installation's longer than downloading it from the internet nowadays.
Right,
how long ago? It wasn't that long ago that it was the other way around.
Right.
It wasn't that long ago where it was the other way around, where it was like, I bought the disc so it download faster. Right? When you got a 360 game that needed to download it, or an Xbox One, fuck's sake, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh shit, yeah, you're right.
That game was fucking tragic trying to download it on launch day. Especially if you didn't have gigabit internet, which wasn't readily available during that time. I had shit CenturyLink. It took me literally over a day to download Red Dead Redemption 2.
Did you finish Red Dead Redemption 2?
I still have CenturyLink now, but now they have a 1 gigabit option. So all my downloads are fast. I go to throw a disc in to download it. I'm waiting longer than I would be if I just cop that joint on the internet. And then on top of it, I have less places to play it. It's just more L's than Loke's name. It's not good.
All right, Ham. Did you finish Red Dead Redemption 2?
Absolutely.
All right, Matt. What are your thoughts on Xbox shutting down this team that's dedicated to bringing physical games?
This was the thing I was talking about earlier, where I was a little surprised, and not surprised in the sense that, because everybody kind of alluded to it, this has been writing on the wall for a pretty long time at this point. I was just kind of surprised, like how seemingly quick I guess it's not so quick, but it's like just like the day before that, it seemed like nobody was prepared for that. And then it happens, and then everybody's like, oh my God, like, can you believe this? And it's just, writing was on the wall, like I said. Whenever One X or One S, Xbox One and the PS4 came out, it was like once we started going digital, there was no really turning back. And you could even argue that it was before that with Steam. But like, it's surprising to see it so suddenly in the middle of the generation, I guess would be my way of putting it. But I'm not like, I'm not surprised that it's happening. And I think Pixelbit brought up a pretty good point of it. You know, maybe they're just outsourcing it. You know, those third party things do exist, like limited run games. I'm someone personally, like I've always said, most of what I buy on new consoles, like Cam said, is digital. Like, I have to really, really, really care about a game for me to go out of my new game, for me to go out of my way and grab it physically. There's like very few exceptions to that rule for me. So it doesn't really affect me, but it does stink. It's not awesome, but at the same time, it's hard for me to get like super upset either way about it, because I know I'm all set. I know, you know, I got gig internet. I'll download a game. I mean, it's gonna be. It was the same last generation. It was the same this generation. It'll be the same next generation, and the generation after that. It'll just keep going for me. It's all stuff I'm used to now, so it doesn't bother me. But it does suck especially for people who, you know, really do care about that. But you know, K-Mega said it's like 90% of the market's digital. So you can't expect them to just stick with physical forever and ever and ever if the numbers are telling them, hey, you shouldn't be doing that. Because all they really care about at the end of the day is their bottom line. And if they can cut costs,
that's it. Yep.
If they can cut costs doing that, then they're going to be like, sorry guys, but you know, we're a business. This is what we do. We need to make money. That is what it is.
Yeah. And just to throw a little extra layer on top of that, because I said this, I think it was either on the Lowdown or on Matt's show, but I was like, yo, if you're making a dinner and you know you got Lowdown. Okay, so yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, if you're making a dinner and you got the chicken, you got the, you know, the green beans, and you got the mashed potatoes, and you bring it out, everybody's eating the chicken, everybody's eating the mashed potatoes, but only 10% of the 100 people you're serving is eating the green beans. Are you gonna make green beans again?
Nope.
Or are you gonna save on the cost and maybe try something else? Or maybe, you know, just not do anything at all and just be happy with what you know actually does produce and whatnot. In my opinion, it's as simple as that. You don't want all this waste. What are you gonna do? Make all of these disc games for then people just to buy it physically, and then for GameStop just to have a crazy sell on it? And then now I'm losing money because I shipped this massive package of all these games that didn't end up getting bought.
Yeah.
And now and now this person that, or and now I have to, you know, eat that cost of sending you all of that stuff and getting pennies on the dollar.
Just put some ketchup. You can eat it. It's fine.
But just real quick, like one note. During the that latest leak from Microsoft, right? Didn't it come out that like 75% of people who own Xbox Series consoles purchased the S console?
Yeah.
So the majority of their gamers don't even own a disc console at this point. That number's not going to decrease. So that's kind of crazy.
The numbers don't lie. Yeah. And these companies, that's what they listen to. It's just the numbers. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a possibility, like bringing up limited run games again. Maybe the option is to like not just make standard versions of physical releases. Like just make, if you're going to really invest in that, make collector's versions. You don't got to make so many. It's there for the people who really, really, really want it, because people who really want that are always going to get it. So like that's kind of the guaranteed market for it, as opposed to you just printing millions and millions and millions of discs just to be like, we sold 1 million.
And you can guarantee the sell, right? Because you can, those are pre-ordered sales, right? Those are limited run pre-order sales. So you either, hey, we're gonna make 200 of these or 2,000 of these units and pick them up as you get them. So yeah, good point.
It's just the situation is just, I get it why people are upset about it, but to the degree of some people look at it as that it's just it's the end of the world is crazy, because I guarantee you that most of the people that are complaining about it, I bet if we look into their Xboxes or PlayStations, we'll see
the
magic.
We got internet dudes mad about physical, but at home only on the Series X.
Right. And a lot of these dudes too that comes in here and jump into the fray, they're PC gamers too. I think
they ain't seen a distance like 1999. Stop playing,
bro. It's nuts. But this is another thing too, another indication to kind of tell you where the market is going as well, is we'll find out more about the Nintendo, the new Nintendo Switch 2 or whatever it is going to be called. If it is more suited to be more of a digital, console, then I think that. I think people will definitely have to start really kind of calming that rhetoric down, because if Nintendo is going this route, that's kind of letting you know that everything else is definitely going to follow suit. So even though we know about the leaks about what Microsoft's doing with the all digital console or whatever, it's just the future, guys. It's just like what Ham was alluded to, what everybody else on this panel was alluding to. It's as long as you have an option, just like the record, we don't see records in abundance anymore, but you can still go buy a record. So if you really want that physical that bad, the sad thing about it is that you're going to be paying more for it, and you're not going to have the same convenience as everybody else who plays games digitally, but it also, you'll still have that option available to you. So I think it's a win-win for everybody, but and I'm not here to be all up on a corporation's nuts on anything, but I mean, but I think if the corporation asks me what is more important to me, physical discs or more money involved into games, I'm going to say I want more involved. I want your money to be placed in the games more than the physical medium.
Dorian, sorry, Matt, go ahead.
No, I was going to say also, like, another point specifically for Xbox is like, if the trade-off for this ends up being more situations like, I know it's not an Xbox game, but we'll use an Xbox game, Hellblade 2, or even look at something like what Alan Wake 2 did, where it's like, here's this great game, it costs less. It costs less than you would expect. Like Alan Wake 2 is 50, Hellblade 2 is 50. It's like, if that's what we can expect as the trade-off for, like, sorry guys, we're not going to be releasing many physical things going forward, but going forward, you can expect us to price our content appropriately, because we're not having to pay for production costs on millions and millions and millions of discs. If that's the trade-off, then I feel like a lot of people are going to be a lot more receptive to this, because at the end of the day, people, if you're telling them they can spend less money and get the same thing, they'll be happy at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's something that also needs to be talked about.
All right, Dorian Gray, your vinyl example kind of fits, but not really, because with your vinyls, you don't depend on anyone. Once you get your vinyl, it's yours. You can access it whenever. But as discussed previously, having a disc for a game doesn't guarantee you anything.
No.
You can still not have access to that game even with a disc. That can turn into a coaster like this. So the vinyl example,
and also Loke, on GRG, remember I was making this point, the same point, and I think that more podcasts needs to start talking about that, is that if you look at the fine print, we don't own our media like that anymore. And what exposed that was the whole Discovery Plus situation on PlayStation, when that stuff just went away. And so that kind of opened up Pandora's box to let people see that, whoa, hold on, wait a minute. I paid for this. This is mine. And then, wait a minute. So does this mean this is the same type of situation that can happen with my games? Yes. And so that's when I was making my
meme. Remember the South Park meme? Oh, it's gone.
It's out of here. And they brought it back. But it's just the one thing that we have to start addressing and start thinking about it. Yeah, stark reminder is that, look, man, you're talking about physical copies. When they shut those servers down, or if they want to take that game away at any point in time, they can. And that disc is nothing but just something to hold my wine cooler for. I know I'm drinking a wine cooler. I know this is really good stuff.
Yeah.
It's delicious. But yeah, no, I mean that's one thing that I think people need to start paying attention to is that that's why services is so important, and that's also where we start where if the FTC and the CMA really need to want to help the customers, they need to start addressing this to where, hold on, wait a minute, if we're paying this and then when it says thank you for your purchase, then this should be a purchase. It's not really a purchase the way that this is slated now. So I think that's something we need to talk about. Okay,
it's not going to turn into a government conversation or a political.
Well, no, I'm just.
There's no government. There's no government on the planet that has ever worked in the earnest.
People, no.
Well, I don't know. Would this be considered?
So let's settle down on that one.
Would this? Yeah. Is it a wine cooler? I don't know. It's delicious. It's good.
It's the wine that's messing you up. Vincent says low.
Oh my God.
50% Switch, 40% PlayStation, 10% Xbox for physical US sales in 2023. So yeah, this pivot, if those numbers are correct, is only natural. Cozy says I don't know the percentage of digital sales on Xbox currently.
It's got to be 90%.
IRC, they were already like 75% in 2016. I can confirm that at least in places like Mozambique, where the access to physical games is very, very like hard, right, to get. I think it's 90% on my side, because the only games we get physical in Mozambique and South Africa and whatever is like the really popular games, Call of Duty, FIFA, Madden. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like what's it called? Grand Blue Fantasy is coming out on the 1st of February for PlayStation 5. I'd be shocked to see it. Sorry, Relink. I'd be shocked to see it anywhere in my region when it comes out. So these are the type of numbers that they matter and they influence the decisions globally. But yeah, let's keep it moving. Xbox is giving up on physical. At least that's what it looks like. Next topic: Pokemon company. The Pokemon company makes an official statement on Power World. We intend to investigate. So here's the quote. All right. We have received many inquiries regarding another company's game released in January 2024. Why do they say another company? Why don't they just... This is not Mean Girls. It's not high school. Just say their name. Say their name, Pokemon. Anyway, let me carry on. We have not granted any permission for the use of Pokemon intellectual property or assets in that game. Say the name. It's called Power. Jesus. We don't want to investigate.
See, there's a reason they don't want to say the name, though, Loke. They don't want to advertise for it.
Yep, that's advertising.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep.
Okay.
We don't want you to go play Power Worlds. What are you going to do, Loke?
I'm going to go play Power. We intend to investigate. We intend to investigate.
You can do some investigative journalism.
And take...
This is for science.
And take this for profit. This for profit. That's what it is. Anyway, take appropriate measures to address any acts that infringe on intellectual property rights related to Pokemon. We will continue to cherish, kiss my ass, cherish and nurture each and every Pokemon and its world, and work to bring the world together through Pokemon. Cherish and nurture. Have you guys seen your previous release? You know what? I'm the host of the show. Let me not go off on this one.
Previous 2 releases.
First, Pixel, what are your thoughts on Pokemon Company coming out here to save the world? Because that's what their quote literally says. It says here, bring the world together through Pokemon. Go ahead. Pixel, you there?
That was for me? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that was for me. Oh,
go ahead.
Come on. So, like, one, shout out to the people who lost their mind and started complaining and crying. Oh, Pokemon. Are y'all freaking kidding me? Like, Pokemon is a ripoff of Digimon, isn't it? Is it?
Okay, Pixel.
No.
No.
Digimon came after.
Who was first?
Digimon came after.
Who's first? You sure?
I think it was.
You sure?
It was some.
Do you before you say it?
Something.
Go look it up. Are you sure?
Yes,
sure, buddy?
I'm sure that Digimon came out. Yes.
Digimon came out first or second?
Yes. No, Digimon came out after Pokemon. That's what I'm sure of. But
how
I know
far
that
after though? How far after though?
It was a small difference.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a smidgen.
Or was it Pocket Monster before that?
But also Pokemon was not the first one.
Exactly. Okay, so that's my point, right? They didn't originate the concepts, and that's fine, right? They have a what they feel is a unique style, right? They feel it's a unique style. But here's the thing, right? If this game was in development for a while, so if they really thought they had a case, it would have came already. Y'all know how Nintendo move. It'd be like, within 3 days of you doing something out of pocket on Nintendo, the lawyers on your neck. They literally have a division of lawyers designed to come for you if you plagiarize their stuff. So while it was a great statement, they ain't gonna do nothing. As far as I'm concerned, they're not gonna do nothing. And you're not saving nobody. Stop playing. What they should do is pay attention and save their own fans and make a good Pokemon game. Right? What is that? The Arceus? Is that the game? The open world game? I thought it was gonna be fire.
Arceus. I call it Arceus.
Yeah, I picked that game up and was like, oh, this is gonna be dope. That game was boring as hell. It had the open world, but it had no life. And I'm like, really, Nintendo? Y'all technically have the blueprint, and you see some of that blueprint in this game. Like they got a couple of situations where you feel like you're running into the Red Robin team. You know what I'm saying? But it's so good. They got a couple of joints in here where you run into somebody, you're like, damn, you know. But here's the thing: this game's also a lot closer to Arc, and it's closer to their last game. What's that last game they just did? Got the name of it. They had another game that was in beta forever on Xbox.
Who did?
This studio, same studio. I just deleted it.
This is not the first game they put on Xbox.
No, this is not the first game they put on Xbox. They had a game before this on Xbox that had very similar mechanics where you're just building a Craftopia.
That's
right.
It.
So this is the same. This is the same studio. So this game structure is very much like Craftopia. The only real difference is that whereas in Craftopia you would kill the monsters to get stuff to make stuff, now you also can capture monsters and put them to work. That's kind of really the only real difference here. But the internals of the game are very similar to a game they already made, and then they just added like a little bit of Arc flavor on top of it. And here he goes again. Go. Go. Bye.
At least he's consistent.
Bye. Yeah, they're all consistent. If I'm doing anything, here they come. Do I know you?
That's a good
you
sign.
Don't look familiar. Bye.
That's a good sign.
Out. Huh?
That's a good sign. I'm just saying, as a father, as a parent.
Okay, bye.
That's a good sign.
I want to go on dog date.
Okay, go ahead. Bye.
I want to go on dog date.
Hold on 1 second. Let me take care.
All right. K-Mega.
Pokemon
Company.
Bill, boy, man,
are you scared?
What'd you say?
So sorry, before you go in here, I just want to address Cozy's comment. Pokemon and Digimon are not even similar. Thank you so much, Cozy. 100% nailed it. I hate when people say that Digimon and Pokemon is the same thing. It's really not. They're very, very different. It's like comparing the NBA to the WNBA. It's like one is very, very great. The other one is just like, why are we doing this? Anyway,
Cozy says that Digimon and Pokemon are not similar. Okay.
Yeah, they're not. Pixel, don't even start with me.
Listen to me. I disagree. And you think they're totally different? The premise of the two franchises. The premises of those franchises is to do one thing and one thing only, and that's to sell shit to kids. Let's keep it real, okay? They are only manufactured to make toys.
So I'm not going to fight with y'all. I'm gonna keep it moving. Also, Ham Solo. I wasn't being messy about the NBA versus WNBA. Right? The numbers support my claims. K-Mega,
I must have missed some slander.
Company. It's cool. K-Mega, how do you feel about Pokemon Company being like, all right, we're about to knuckle up?
Ridiculous. I mean, they don't have a case on this. And then what was stated in here, which was really, really, really good, is that like if you take it back, Nintendo is taking something from Dragon's Quest and from Magic the Gathering. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, there's always going to be something where a game or movie or something takes from one another in some way, shape, or form. I mean, that's kind of like what we're going to be saying, well, Virtual Fighter is going to go ahead and go after Tekken because it's a 3D fighter. It has the same, even though they're similar, but not the same. You see what I'm saying? So, Power World is not like the Pokemon, the last Pokemon game that came out on, that is still buggy and is still a mess. And so therefore, when this, if anything, this should drive it. And especially knowing with Nintendo's track record on their games, they make fantastic games. Their games aren't usually buggy or broken or anything like that. But for some reason, they just throw out those Pokemon games and just say, okay, well, you got a game that has a much lower budget and
y'all are gonna buy it anyway.
Right. That's what they know. They're like, we're going to buy now. Well, this actually is going to do something, and this is something that we all should appreciate. Like, let there be competition. There is now a game that we'll find out if it will come close to the 20 million sales. I mean, it's already close to 10 million sales at this point for Power World. But the one thing that Power World did is
a day. What's going on?
But what Power World did though is put the industry and put Nintendo on notice. Like, yo, we're going to have to step up our game and make a better game, or people are going to go to the unknown game that we're going to go investigate, because Power World is just that's just what it is. Like, I mean, they're not going to win no case. They can try to take it to court or whatever. But now, since Power World's over here making all this money, they got money to go ahead and get some lawyers to defend themselves. And Nintendo is going to do that. But I don't think Nintendo is going to do anything, because at the end of the day, it's competition within the industry, and this game is so much more different than what Pokemon is, that anybody that plays both games could tell you that there's some similarities, but they're not the same. So shout out to Power World for putting Pokemon on notice. Y'all need to develop better shit over there if y'all going to make games like that. Real talk.
Does Pokemon have a copyright on sheep and crabs? Go ahead.
It has a copyright of that as much as Rockstar has the copyright on the letter R.
We know how that ended. Vic the Click.
In today's frivolous lawsuits.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Em. What are your thoughts on the Pokemon saying they're going to knuckle up and investigate?
I 100% agree with K Mega on this one. It's just like, what you did was got hit in the mouth. Let's call it like it is. You got hit in the mouth by a no-name bum on the street.
Wow.
And that bum finessed you, and they rich now. Because they made a killing off of shoving it in your like shoving it up your ass. Essentially, they made a killing off of shoving it up your ass. Like they really did. Like,
dang, bro.
They know exactly. Like the people of Power World know exactly what they did. They know that they came close, but didn't exactly do anything wrong.
Just what?
I mean, to me, this is no different than 2K to Madden. This is no different than that. We came in, showed all of y'all that they've been half-assing it for years.
And did it for half the price. Let's go.
Exactly. This is the 2K flex of this is $20, or you can go spend $60, $70 on that garbage that you've played plenty of times before. Nah, they got their ass. In my opinion, Nintendo 100% got what they deserved on this one, because before Pal Worlds was even a thought in people's minds on a game to play, people were complaining already about how broken these Pokemon games were at launch, how they didn't put very much ingenuity or innovation in their games in the sense of it feeling clean and like just a well-polished, oiled machine by any means. This game came out and said, you know what? We're also not just tied to the platform that is Nintendo. All of you folks that are on PC that, you know, feel some type of way and or straight up, you know, hit the high seas for the for these Nintendo Pokemon games, now you guys can rest comfortably and play something completely legal for half the price. And it's going to exceed anything that you've played on this console that seems to be very behind its time.
Yeah.
So, like, it took advantage of a situation better than really anybody this generation really has. You could argue that Vampire Survivors did a similar thing, right? They built upon a genre or a style that isn't new, but somehow they captivated you with a game without buttons. Literally just a stick. You're just moving around with the left or right stick, however you choose. You can use both sticks and get absolutely nowhere if you want to, but that's the most controls that you have in that game, is just using the stick. And that game wrecked. And what I'm kind of alluding to is also what me and Matt talked about this last Wednesday on his podcast. And we also talked about it a little bit Tuesday on the Lowdown. Gameplay is king.
Oh, yeah.
Gameplay
Take your
is
graphics and
the
shove them.
king of all of this. You
sure?
can't, like, whatchamacallit, I was talking to you, Loke, about it, like, the Guerrilla developers, when they were super salty at From Software, we put all these graphics in our games, and it's more complex.
This is just Dark Souls, but open world. Don't nobody care about that.
Don't nobody care about.
We don't care.
And I mean, the graphics and all that stuff, it's great. Like, it's phenomenal to look at your game while you're playing it and be like, man, like, I don't understand like this. I don't understand how they put together this well-oiled, you know, painting right here. This thing looks phenomenal. But if I run around the sand or hit a few animals and stuff like that, and I'm just like, this looks good, but man, I'm just bored.
I'm here to play first.
Right. That game is gonna last as long as the story, and then it's over completely. But a game like Power Worlds, a game like Vampire Survivors, it's just like,
yep.
Like Metal Gear Solid.
Damn loop.
They're working so
Metal Gear
hard
Solid
with
as well.
Well, I'm bringing up these smaller titles because it's like they're working so hard with so little, and for some reason I'm captivated to the point that I don't care to turn on this AAA high budget game. Look at Power World, $7 million to make this game, and it is already like stepping on the neck of a game like Spider-Man that costed like 100 times to make what Power Worlds costed to make. I mean, although I don't like it, I kind of understand the frustration people at like Naughty Dog are having when they look at this and they're like, y'all did this with $7 million.
Someone's cheating.
Yo, you know you goofy
You're
when
doing
you are
something
complaining
illegal
about somebody's game being funner than yours. I'm so sorry. That is the most that statement was so pathetic. Like, bro, how about going back to making fun games like y'all used to before y'all got stuck on too much animation and too much freaking voiceovers? Make a fun game. Try that. Try a fun game. Just saying. Try a fun game.
No,
people like fun.
No. They made some
we
money.
Do gaming.
They moved out the hood.
Watching. We do gaming.
They moved out the hood. That's what happened.
Yeah,
right.
Yo, the hood is fun though. Just say
right. So sometimes you got to dip back in.
The hood is
fun. We'll see. And then also with that statement, you saying they moved out the hood. Well, then you also lost touch with your people.
That's
since you moved out the hood, right?
Because
that's what usually happens when folks move out the hood and they come back.
You acting different.
They a little lost in how the swing of things are kind of how it changed. They try to go back and act the same way they did before. It don't work out.
Oh yeah, and everybody know that you fake at this point. Yeah,
so
Jeremy Brown.
Yeah, there is a little bit of you revealed, Loke, that some of these development companies are looking at Power Worlds and they're having a like, who am I? An identity crisis. Now that they see this thing did this on pennies of the dollar, while they are beating themselves, freaking what is it called? What is it called? Damn, what's it called when you're like overworking and stuff like that? Crunch. They're over here crunching for a game that can't touch a game like this,
and then you got the devs.
And you got 10, 20 times the amount of people in your building?
These guys learned on the job. There's half the team in Power World, half the team that made Power World did not know how to make video games. They got there just with enthusiasm, and then there was someone that like a manager was like, okay, this is how you code, or this is how you design, this is how you paint, and with that team,
hey, Loke, isn't that how we got some of the best food in the world? People that didn't know what the fuck they were doing decided to start cooking, and they made something that nobody ever seen before. They didn't follow the
template. They didn't follow the rules.
Right.
They weren't going off some predefined specification of BS. They just said, "Yo, I'm just going to do something different."
And then also you see the jealousy behind all of this when you see that the one Naughty Dog developer come out and he says
that's the pathetic part about it. Like,
talking about bringing up the stuff about the AI, and then then don't have any proof, just makes that does speculation. Come on now, that's some bullshit.
And to that point, Jeremy Brown says we or other people are over sensationalizing the news. Because one or two dudes was hating on this game, and all week the headlines was AAA devs are hating on Power World. Okay, so here's how it is. I'll give you a sports analogy, right? Dak Prescott, his wife, or I think his mother, said something about the team after they lost the Super Bowl. It's big news. It's just his mother, but it's big. Why? Because it's not just what was said, it was who said it. Okay, so this guy, one of the guys that said it was the lead animator, if I'm not mistaken, right? Saying this. This guy is not talking to a wall. This guy actually works at these AAA companies. This guy has Discord meetings, Zoom meetings with a bunch of people, phone calls. The same way me, K-Mega, Pixel, Matt, and everyone around in the podcasting world, we talk to each other and we have conversations and arguments and whatever offline. You think these developers don't do that? If he came out and said that, Are you that confident, Jeremy Brown? It's just him. Are you serious? Go check his tweets. Check how many devs and gaming artists from AAA companies clicked on like. If you have the time, go and check on those 300 and something thousand people that pressed like. Go and check who these profiles are. It's not random ass people. It's not. Sorry, Matt. We kind of went on a tangent there. But what's your take
Maybe
on,
we should boycott Steph Curry for switching the game to a 3-point to a 3-point lead, right?
Right.
Oh
Yo,
no!
Matt,
cancel this man. He changed it. He's cheating. He's a demon. I mean, they're right. He's a goddamn demon. He is. But
you need to.
But
chill,
he changed the game. He changed the game in the sense that like that it literally looks nothing like the 90s.
Mm.
And what are we supposed to do with that? Ignore it? Oh no, I'm just gonna go on ahead and get, a 7-foot center, 280 pounds, and we're just gonna, we're gonna guard.
Stay in the mid range.
We're gonna try to hack a shot.
It doesn't matter that you guys, changed the game. We're still gonna play the game like we feel like it should be played.
Mm.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna complain that we're down by 50.
Yeah, it's like trying to play Smash Mouth football. And now in the running gun era, right?
Yeah, and then
you're running downhill all day, and these guys are just launching bombs on you all day. It's not the same,
dude. Look at Lamar. Lamar was like, "Yo, I need to evolve if I want to win anything." But Matt, come in here real quick because we're going all over the place. Matt, what are your thoughts on Pokemon Company saying they're ready to knuckle up? Matt, you're muted.
I think before they investigate Power World, they should probably investigate why they can't make a good Pokemon game. And they haven't been able to for quite some time at this point. I feel like you got one of the most recognizable IPs in the history of just human existence, and you can't make a good game. And it takes someone with some devs, just some small team of devs with $7 million to take what you do and do it better than you've ever done it. Why is that the case? Because they should not be able to do that better than you. They absolutely should not. So I'm looking at Power Worlds like, hey, if Power Worlds can do this, there's absolutely no reason you can't make a better game than Power Worlds. But you guys don't want to because I forget who it was who said earlier on the panel, it's like this stuff sells regardless. So they're looking at it like, why would I?
That was me.
Yeah, it's like they're looking at it like, well, why would we ever invest any more money or any type of care into what we do if it's going to sell? Yeah, if it's going to sell 20, 30 million copies every single time, I don't care. But maybe something like Power World is kind of a wake-up call. Like if Power World can sell, we're probably at about 10 million copies now. If they can sell about 10 million copies just on Steam, because that's something that's very important to note, because all those numbers that they're posting, that's just on Steam.
That's not Steam.
Yeah, that's not Xbox. That's not Windows on PC. That's just Steam. So like if they can do that, God, and we're just over here not putting any effort in, and we're selling double that. Imagine what we could do if we tried a little bit. Imagine what we could do if we put that much care into our game. Maybe we'd sell 50 million, 60 million. Who knows? But I feel like before they investigate Power World, they need to really investigate what's going on with Pokemon, and why it's not doing the things that it should be doing. Because that's why people are playing the game right now, is because they wanted a good Pokemon game.
I haven't played Power World, but one thing I've heard from many people is that there wasn't much care given to Power World. It just looks like a whole bunch of stuff that was thrown into existence, and it was just given a little bit of structure. And that's why it took off.
How are we defining care? Are you
Right.
defining
We're
it
talking-
as polish,
Well,
or you're defining it
Yeah,
as
we're talking
concept?
about polish.
Yeah, but
Polish.
polish doesn't
Well,
mean
The
it's not going
concept.
polish.
The concept.
about-
It's in
right.
preview.
The
yeah,
care,
that's
the
insane.
care is the gameplay. Or the care is the loop.
Right.
That's where the
Yes.
care is at. That's what Nintendo has missed often, right? The loop, right? Like getting
Yes.
that loop is everything, and the loop was already there because Ark Survivor had it like a decade ago. I don't see how Nintendo saw Ark blow up the way it did at the time with those monster dinosaurs and didn't say to themselves, "Yo, we could do this." It's literally the same loop. It's literally the same game loop, but now it's cute. So you have even more reason to play because these dudes are hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. It was a depresso. You need a depresso in your life, bro.
Oh, depresso,
You need 'em.
dude.
Yeah.
Those videos. That
brilliant.
was some funny shit.
Come on,
That's
man.
some funny
And-
shit.
And I saw what you're talking about. I saw it from one person in particular. Some journalist was like,
Yeah.
"Power World feels.
you know I
Power
listen
World
to
feels
journalists.
like, Power World feels like the developer just took a bunch of crap and threw it at the wall.
Yes.
And for whatever
Yes.
reason, it's sticking. The reason it's sticking is because the gameplay loop, I can turn it on and I can have fun for hours and hours and hours. That's why it's sticking.
So
like-
even when you have a tragedy like Ham had a couple of
Yeah.
days ago, you
just pick
still
up and
want to
keep
go
going.
back.
Yep, you go right back.
Yeah. And I mentioned
It's that good.
I mentioned that in my video about Power. I said, like, yo, my buddy was playing this. I was in a party with him, and twice he fell through the map. In a game, that doesn't have a good gameplay loop, if something like that
You would have
happens to you
uninstalled and
twice,
moved on.
yeah, you would have uninstalled that shit and just moved on with your life. You never play
That was
that again.
terrifying.
That's the thing. Instead of just being like, you know what, I'm done. Instead of just being, I'm done. I cut my losses. I'm not playing this anymore. He got like he actually got like a little bit frightened of like, oh my god, that's all my stuff. He gave a shit.
Yo, B.
And that's
Sorry, Matt. Go ahead, finish.
I'm just saying, like, that's kind of indicative of how good the game is, how fun the game is, that people actually give a shit about it. They care about its flaws and its things that it does right. Whereas, like, I mean, again, turn it back on Nintendo, nobody seems to care about the flaws for
This
Pokemon.
is the funny thing is this
Yeah,
debate
it was
is sounding a
very
lot like
broken.
the Starfield debate about people just having fun with the game, right?
Yeah.
And it's like the industry has a hard time understanding the concept of people just having fun with a game and not caring about all the BS y'all talking about and only caring
you
about
know what?
having fun. It's a
I
fun,
have to
like,
say something about that. No. Screw
Maybe 'cause I'm
them
old.
load screens. Screw them load screens.
bro,
all right?
bro, listen,
Timmy,
listen,
welcome in,
listen.
Timmy.
The
Yeah.
load screens didn't change my time. I don't want to get into a conversation about the load screens or about the game itself. I'm just talking about the fun and people just having fun. You played the game for mad hours, bro. So stop the cap. Because you were having fun.
No,
Like,
but listen, let me tell you something. No. Just because you love something,
don't make me
doesn't
come to
mean
Texas, bro.
it has-
I'm not
it has
talking
zero
about
flaws.
that.
No,
No, we're not talking
It has
about
flaws, bro.
We're not. Ooh, who said it doesn't have flaws? This game is flawed all over the place.
Mhm.
All over the place. It's
And that's
janky as
what I
hell.
was talking
It's
about.
clearly
the
a beta.
polish.
But
That's what I
here's
was
the
talking about.
thing.
The polish.
Here's the thing. But the loop is the gameplay loop is why
Yeah.
you play a game. It's all the reason
Yeah.
why you stay with a game because of its
Yeah.
loop.
Yeah.
So you could talk about polish and all this other stuff, but it don't matter. Nobody cares because they're having fun. We spend too much time focusing on, well, damn, look at the voice capture, the voices are on sync and all this other stupid shit, and not worried about like, yo, is this game fun to play? It's
Yep.
beautiful, but bro, is it fun? Are you enjoying yourself? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you snoring.
These
And-
games
and
blow
like
up.
Horizon.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good. I mean, sleep medicine. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying,
But-
there's a reason why Horizon didn't sell 1 million a day.
No, I
There's a
said
reason.
yes because it was great
Because it was
sleep medicine.
boring.
It was beautiful sleep medicine. right? It just didn't capture you. No, compared to the first game, it didn't capture you the same way.
First game was actually really good.
Yeah, the first game was actually really good. The second game really felt like, yo, we're trying to do the same thing over, but without adding anything that making you want to do it. But I don't want to talk about the game. I'm literally just talking about having games that are just fun to play. I think Ham mentioned it earlier about survival, Vampire Survivors, right?
Vampire Survivors.
There's nothing to that game. It's literally like a fake version of Gauntlet. Like, at least, you know, for OGs, when you play it, you kind of feel like it's Gauntlet. But it's so simple, and it's one of those things you just pick up and you can play, and it's so fun. And it's just bugged that like these developers who work on games are like hating on something because it's actually just fun, bro.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
Sorry guys, I got a maintenance guy here that's over here working on my door. I got one of them smart door locks and stuff, and so he's working on the door, and so that's why I keep getting up because I'm checking stuff. So I'll be right back.
We know you got the paper,
right?
We know we got your paper. It's cool.
Humble brag.
Cool. This guy.
But I feel like what Pixelbit was saying is kind of like it's just kind of the industry now, or not just now, but I guess the last console generation, maybe console generation and a half at this point.
Yep.
Where like it feels like just a game being fun is no longer good enough to journalists and sometimes developers
and fanboys
and so and fanboys, and
because to us it's still good enough, and this is proof of it.
But the thing that's strange is like sometimes it bleeds into developers, where like we talked about the dude from Naughty Dog, where he can look at this game and he can just say, I don't know, guys, developer intuition just tells me that there's something shady going on here. The thing going on is that the game's fun.
That's the shady part.
That's it. That's the whole thing. It's just a fun game. And it's like, for whatever reason, we got to a point in the industry, and I feel like this also, you can loop this in with the awards and everything, award ceremonies for games, but like games don't get proper credit unless it's important, unless it's like something impact. Oh, Last of Us was very impactful.
Yeah, diversity, inclusivity.
Yeah, like
boring as hell.
It needs a story. It needs a really impactful story where you might cry once or twice, maybe even 3 times. But like a game just being fun isn't enough. Like it doesn't make me. Yeah, it's not good enough. You got to make me feel like, why?
Like Remnant 2 should have been one of the biggest games last year, for example.
Yes, I feel
because of the loop.
I feel like I know what the problem kind of stems from, though, right? And it stems from the same problem that you see in many industries, right? And I mean, obviously, ignorance is the key, the big key, right? But I think it's just flat out like, I mean, you see this the way that people posture for a specific console sometimes, or PC game. I mean, you know how they got the whole Master Race logo put on.
Hold on
and whatnot.
No.
Let me finish, because you don't even know where I'm going quite yet. What I'm saying, what I'm saying, for the most part, is gaming is hitting kind of a point, in my opinion, where it's becoming more accessible for people to start to make for themselves and figure out and, kind of grassroot it, to where there is a level of like just pure snobbery in the gaming industry now. Like it's just pure snobs. Like now it's so easy to be part of, something like what's like the Xbox indie thing? I can't think of it right off the top of my head.
ID at Xbox.
What's it called?
ID at Xbox.
Yeah, ID at Xbox. They got ID at Xbox. We have the developers making horrible sometimes games, but sometimes decent games, and available to throw them out on the Switch, right? Remember how the Switch had the infamous game that was terrible about The Last of Us?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's easier than ever for people to make games. But then on top of it, technology is starting to catch the people that are eager to make games. I mean, to me, this is like basic knowledge, seeing it, but a lot of people don't understand it. That now that these common folk, let's call it like it is, these common folk got the accessibility to be able to cook the same type of meat that Gordon Ramsay out there cooking. You're starting to get these dope ideas from much smaller teams, seeing that the technology caught up with the eager. So to me, it's basics, but really what this is, seeing all these big time devs or big time studios come out and say silly shit, it's flat out just them being snobs, them drinking their tea with their pinky out, and them saying, I wrote the rules because I was here first.
Like this, Sam? Like this?
I mean, maybe a little higher. Like, I'm talking about emphasis. I mean, I'm talking about like you see how the top of my fingertips bending back?
That looks
like I'm saying they are about to hurt themselves being snobs. Yes, that is literally what I'm saying. They are breaking themselves off to be snobs.
Cracking the fingers. Jeez.
And you know what happens when you start to see the majority notice the boot shaking in the minority a little bit, like that happened to be up at the top. They dig in even harder. They dig in even harder because it's like, oh, you salty, huh? Oh, this is what Luke was talking about earlier when he said the meme brigade is dangerous.
No,
and some of these memes are literally gonna turn into games.
Yeah,
they're literally. There's gonna be video games. There's probably gonna be video games from people clowning other video games or clowning other companies, just like like the Enquire type of stuff, like things that are just completely BS, but just completely making fun of because they have the ability to make the game, so they're gonna go outside of their way and do it. Oh, you disrespected old boy? Well, I'm gonna get you back, and I'm gonna make a video game about it. Like, dude, it's gonna be gaming is gonna be a wild west, bro. It is gonna the more that this continues to grow, this indie scene, it's gonna become even more wild. It is.
I'm looking forward to the remake of The Last of Us Part 2 where Joel does not die. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I'm buying that game. I'm buying the shit out of that game. Man. We need to move on to the next topic because we've been here a minute, guys. We've been here a minute. Yeah. Okay, Pokemon gave the official statement. All right, Palworld has surpassed Counter-Strike's concurrent player record on Steam. So on Tuesday, the game hit 1.8 million concurrent players, according to independent Steam data tracker SteamDB. That's what overtake Valve's Counter-Strike, which peaked at 1.818. Only one game has ever attracted more concurrent players on Steam. That's PUBG at 3.2 million. Referencing Palworld's new concurrent player milestone, developer and publisher Pocket Pair wrote on X, "Thank you for playing the game, even though it is a weekday. The team is working hard to ensure you can enjoy the game even more comfortably." So this one's to everyone. What are your thoughts on Palworld surpassing Counter-Strike? And also, do you think the weekend bump is going to move it to 2? What? It's already, Dorian Gray says it's already over 2 million.
It's already been at 2 million before.
Okay, so let me throw it even further. Do you guys think this thing with the weekend, its first weekend, is this going to be the weekend that dethrones PUBG? Pixel, go first.
Maybe. I mean, it's very possible. They're kind of on fire, and I know exactly what I'm doing this weekend. So I'll be adding to that concurrency. So
on Steam, are you playing on PC?
No. Right now I've been playing on my Lenovo Go. So, but on the Game Pass PC app.
Okay, so you won't count to the numbers because this is just Steam numbers.
No, I know. I mean, maybe I'll buy another copy of it. It's only $30.
What?
$30, bro.
This feels like guys. You guys remember when GameStop stock was going up, and people were just buying it to me?
Yeah, stonks.
Okay, I'm good now. He left.
Yeah.
All right. This feels because you're not the first one that said this, Pixel. This feels just like that. Like I think people are gonna get in on Power World just so they can try and push it past PUBG.
Yeah, no, listen, they're good money. I mean, they're good for at least 2 more copies of this game on me, for my boys alone. So yeah, maybe I'll pick up the Steam version because I know how to transfer the file. So I don't care. It's $30. It's less. I'm gonna get a lot of plays some out of it either way. So hey,
you haven't changed. You haven't changed the image on the screen. K-Mega, Matt and Ham. What do you guys?
That's clearly because of Power World. Sorry, dog.
You were playing Power World as we talk about Power World right now.
Bong.
Okay,
shit, I'm playing Power World as we talk about.
I'm playing Tekken, but
I mean, shit.
I'm the only one not playing video games right now. I'm the only one not playing video games.
You're the professional here, my friend. The rest of us,
you're the host, buddy.
All big children.
Let me say this before
Power World surpassing Counter-Strike, and do you think that Power World is going to surpass PUBG by the end of the weekend?
It's a big possibility, but before I get into that, let me just show you this. Okay, you see this thing on my arm, right?
Closer to the screen, closer to the camera.
You see this thing on my wrist, right? This thing gives me access to my doors throughout the house. This is crazy. Like the ice storm that we had out here, it messed up messed up our door, like the smart house thing. I'm still not understanding it. But anyway, so he put in a new system. And so now I can, instead of using keys, I could just go up here and go up to it, unlock doors, do this, do that, change things. Like it's got a little thing on the side of it to where I can program it. It's nuts. And then I could have it attached to my phone. This technology shit is wild to me because I'm looking at it like, man, what are you doing?
So can someone hack your door?
Hold on for a second. Hold on.
All right. Ham, Power World, is it going to pass?
Is it going to pass?
Yeah. This weekend.
Is it gonna pass?
I mean, sure. I mean, what test is it taking?
Right.
No, it's going to surpass in terms of concurrent players, dude.
All we heard is it gonna pass?
Oh, come on! Why you acting like you ain't been here for an hour, dude?
I mean, I've been in 2 places at once.
Yes.
Stop playing Power World. Can you stop playing Power World for 1 hour?
It's a no there,
stop.
It's a no there. But I tell you this much. It has the opportunity, but I mean that's such a crazy feat. You know, like I look at PUBG honestly, like with a little bit of like, you know, like I was just telling you, Woke with the glasses, like y'all want to talk about number fudging? That game was fucking broke as shit when it was. that game was broke as shit, and
But everyone was playing it, dude.
I mean, I personally didn't even understand. Like, I didn't love the game, so I don't understand how it got them numbers. So I'm biased. I'm completely biased in this whole situation.
All right, I'm sorry.
I don't like that game. I don't like PUBG. You'd have to ask.
I don't like it either.
That's a better.
I don't like the game nor that format of game. But facts.
I'm not a fan of it either. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dohan.
No, but I feel like the best person to ask here is Matt. He actually liked PUBG at some point. He played it, so I feel like asking him if that seems realistic is more logical.
My answer to that would be, I mean, is Power World going to pass it? Probably not. Not because I don't think it doesn't deserve to, because I do. Ham brought up a point of PUBG being broken. It was, and in many ways, from what you see from the community, what little community is still there, it still is. So, like when that came
people
out,
are still playing PUBG.
Yeah, people still play it. It's not nearly as big as it was, but people still play
Isn't it more mobile now though?
Yeah, it's PUBG
Yeah.
Mobile's the really big thing now. Yeah. But like, I mean, when that hit, it was kind of like a wave of hype. And, you know, I guess I could see how maybe you would hit really high numbers, but they're at like 3.5 million. That doesn't make any sense for that game. That really doesn't make any sense to have that concurrent play. Like that seems, like Ham said, that seems a little bit weird to me. That seems like you paid someone some money. Some money was exchanged. Somebody exchanged hands somewhere, because that seems weird to me. I don't
Average
think Power
is
World's
500,000. Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry,
I don't think Power World's gonna catch that. Not for, again, like I said, it deserves it, but it's just one of those things. I feel like something was done behind the scenes with PUBG, and nobody's ever gonna catch that. But I think it'll
Something's
definitely
happening now with PUBG, guys. They're at 500,000 average, 2024 numbers.
which is just nuts because that game stinks. It's broken.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's all
It's
horrible.
500,000, guys. Half a million right now.
It's really a bad game, and it's
they
like
just got
Why
some
you like
servers in the
that game at a
background.
time, though?
They got some bots in
I-
the background just
Well-
pinging the server.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And here's the thing, Ham. I when that game came out, I loved it. Even how abhorrently broken it was, and it was very, because I first played it on Xbox, and if you played on Xbox when it first launched, you're getting like 15 FPS maybe. You get it was horrible, and then I played it on PC, thinking, oh, it's gonna be so much better. It was still broken. It was still terrible on PC. And once I did that, I was like, okay, I'll just stop playing, because I liked the loop of the game at the time, but they don't seem interested in improving it at all, so I'm out. But like, yeah, I mean, it's, you said 500,000 right now.
500,000, not right now, but they're 24. The last 24 hours,
24 hours.
500,000 was their peak.
Jesus, I mean, that's
They
just
average
dumb.
500,000 every 24 hours.
That's really
I'm gonna send you
dumb.
guys the link.
Yeah, I'll
Because
tell
it's
you,
That
crazy.
doesn't
500
sound right.
Crazy.
500,000 people need to find something better to play.
Oh wow.
Y'all guys,
I'm
y'all
putting
guys,
the
y'all
link.
guys really deserve better. You really do.
There's the
Really
link
do.
in the chat. There's
Damn,
the link in the
that's cold.
chat. Go and check it out right
I
now.
don't want to see
It
that
is-
garbage. I don't
It
wanna
is
see that. I'm all set.
tragic.
Let's
What?
keep it moving. We're not talking. That's
Let's
garbage.
keep it moving. All right.
God
Moving
damn,
on.
That was icy.
Power World Dev. Power World, as we're running out of time, Power World Dev reveals what's coming in the future updates. So Power World is getting PvP, raid bosses, and new islands in future updates. Developer Pocket Pair has said. Pocket Pair unveiled Power World's roadmap of future updates, confirming plans to target critical issues before moving on to improvements. Power World's huge launch has seen 7 million sales in just 5 days. In a post on Power World Discord, community manager Bucky said that those sales have far exceeded the development team's expectations, and we are currently experiencing many problems due to excessive access congestion, among other things. You guys need to stop playing the game. Stop it, all right?
I'm all set.
Pocket Pair said it will.
He said it's too hot right now. We can't handle it.
Pocket Pair said it will prioritize these issues first before moving on to adding new in-game features during early access period. Speaking of new in-game features, Power World will get PvP, including PvP for pals, raid bosses, crossplay between Steam and Xbox. Presumably, this will up the co-op player count on Xbox at the same time, as well as improvements to the building system in the shorter term. Pocket Pair plans improvements to base PAL AI and pathing. So, Ham, you won't have those same issues. Before you guys go in on this one, I just want to say, can we get Power World on PlayStation 5? For the love of God, please. Can we get Power World on PlayStation 5?
After
Xbox
Xbox go ahead and acquire them, yeah. Sure.
And then charge us $60.
Yeah,
and then charge us $60 after acquiring them.
For the no 70. No. PlayStation.
Yeah, 70.
Yeah, 70.
What are we talking about here?
Yeah. What
current gen PlayStation, right?
God.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
All right.
And they want the complete version. So yeah, go ahead, Xbox. Go ahead and make that deal with them. You know what I'm saying? Throw that bag at them. You know what I'm saying? No. They said they want that's the standard $70.
That's right.
Hit it. Hit their ass with that ooh la la. So I don't know. It'll eventually come to PlayStation, but it will probably take as long as what PUBG did, around 2 years. And at that point, we'll see where Power World is. Power World will still be a PC sensation for sure. There'll still be a cold fan base for the console, for Xbox, but at that point, will PlayStation gamers care? So that's the whole gist of it on the console end of it. On PC, it's a juggernaut. PC gamers, when they tend to like something, they stick with it. So that game is going to be very successful here going forward. But yeah, no, listen, I'm not, the pettiness in me is like, no, PlayStation gets nothing because PlayStation, just buy an Xbox. Right, and then how the media is treating this whole situation, because I wanted to talk about that before the maintenance man came through, but like you can tell how
check it in there,
how shady you can tell how shady the media is, just for this reason. They were only talking about the Steam sales numbers, and it's the same thing that you was alluding to earlier about Nintendo not calling the name of the game because of advertisement. Yes. It's the same thing that the media was doing by not including Game Pass or saying anything about Xbox, because that is advertisement for Xbox, because they are the ones who has access to the game. So it's one of those things to me that where now the whole death threat situation, I don't know. It seemed like that's what dude was alluding to, but I don't think that was real. But the fact that the PlayStation gamer and the stand demands Game Pass fodder, to me, is just showing another level of low compared to their standard. I don't know. I mean, the Game Pass games are supposed to be Game Pass fodder. No PlayStation gamers do not want this type of Game Pass trash, but all of a sudden they are demanding and begging for this game to come out. Instead,
Remnant 2 is fodder. That's crazy.
Well, yeah, and then what's really crazy is that, like, look, man, for all these stands that have been talking about, Game Pass this, Game Pass that, whatever, what happened to all those PCs that these PlayStation dudes are supposed to have already had, to where they didn't need Xbox? Now all of a sudden, I'm still trying to figure out where's those great grand PCs that y'all were talking about, because y'all could easily just get on Xbox Game Pass on PC and play it on your $10,000 PCs. But I guess something is amiss. I don't know. But
it's not GRG. This is not GRG, man.
Bro. Papa was a Rolling Stone. K Mega is a Rolling Stone. Wherever I lay my head is my home.
It's GRG. That's GRG, baby.
Wherever I go. So anyway,
wherever you go.
Yeah. So that's just the reality of it. Now, I think it will eventually come to PlayStation. I don't think that game is going to come to Nintendo, though. I don't think Nintendo want any of that smoke. So,
no, Nintendo. This game is absolutely banned.
Nintendo already like, nah, son. Nah,
they're like, nah, bro. No.
Yeah. So I honestly,
that would be a boss move, though.
That would be boss. But the gamer side of me wants PlayStation gamers to have access to this fantastic fun game, but the petty side of me is like, no, y'all rest in piss. I don't want y'all to get nothing. So,
Matt,
keep it moving.
Matt, God damn, y'all didn't stop cackling. All right, you sound like a bunch of hyenas right now. Stop it.
Yo, I'm sorry, man. The rest in piss always throws me. I can't deal with it.
Y'all are having too much fun with this. All right.
Oh man.
Matt, what are your thoughts on the Power World devs revealing their roadmap? And do you think it's fair for this game to not be on PlayStation and Nintendo? Obviously, I don't think Nintendo
wants fair. Do I think it's fair?
Of course,
it's a third-party game. It's a third-party game, guys.
Oh man, that IGN comes just ooze out your pores, sucker. What are you doing? Fair.
I mean,
it's no fair. It's no fair.
That's
Look in the corner with that goofy. I'm sorry, Matt. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Matt.
Let me be consistent. Let me be consistent. I also think it's unfair that Final Fantasy is not on Xbox.
Why are you port begging right now, Luke?
I'm not port begging. I'm not port begging.
Or if you're not port begging, who are you port begging for?
I'm saying third-party exclusives are shit. Final Fantasy should be on Xbox. Power World should be on PlayStation.
Okay.
Oh, sure. I mean, hold on. But I mean, you sound like Rodney King, though, right?
Oh my god!
Like I can't even front. I mean, there's nothing, and there's nothing wrong with the whole. Can we all get along? But the whole thing about it is, I see what K Mega's saying. He's just saying, like, since when? Like, why is it with this title? Do you want to turn?
No, for me specifically. I'm talking about me specifically. But I've been singing from this hymn sheet.
I feel
forever.
like
I've been singing from this hymn sheet forever. Don't start.
I feel like you're talking for an exterior. Well, then I'm also talking for an exterior as well.
All right, let me get this super chat, and then you can finish destroying my argument. Sir X-Man, thank you so much for the super chat. It says, if they count Steam and Xbox, probably 20 million players. I think that's fair. I think that's a fair estimation. But go ahead, finish your destruction of my point.
No, I mean, I totally see why third-party games should be everywhere. I 100% agree with you on that. But
that's not the reality on the ground.
I feel like the only reason some people do this is because they see something trending or something is really good, and it's weird this time because it's just like
but this is not just really good, Ham.
All right, Loco, I'm not sure. What do you need to say?
The way I see it, the so-called market leader could set the standard. If the so-called market leader's fans would like things to be everywhere, the Alex brand starts on your side. As the market leader, right?
But,
you lead the market. Wait, let me finish my point. You lead the market. So, reach out to Sony, tell them to go ahead and release that Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth and everything else. All those third parties that they don't own. Any third party that's coming out this year, go ahead and release it. Let's share those first. And then you can have any third party game you like. Microsoft would be more than happy to not get exclusives. Clearly, right? They don't love them like that. But the market leader dictates that this is how the game is played. So you can't say from one console, oh, why is it? It's fair. It's not unfair, right? This is just how the business is played. But I seriously do mean that. Sony fans should be asking Sony, why are you hogging up all these third-party exclusives? Release your first-party games and let the third parties do what they do and make as much money as they can across all platforms, right? They don't have a console. So, be fair. But if they did that, then you'd have no games this year. So,
God damn.
Like, the idea of it being fair or unfair is, first of all, insane, Luke.
Hold up. Just can we get a screenshot of Luke's arms folded here? Hold on.
He's petty. He's petty. Yeah, let's go ahead and hold that.
Let me get that.
Make that Luke's icon for the chat. But the fact that it's either fair or unfair is insane. Like, sure, I guess it's unfair, but like you said it, it's unfair that Final Fantasy VII Remake isn't on Xbox. It's unfair that Stellar Blade was going to release on Xbox, and
Stellar cheeks, baby.
Now it's not going to release on Xbox.
Cheeks and yams, baby.
It's unfair that Forspoken was probably going to release on Xbox.
No. Forspoken's fine. They can keep that. That can still.
Forspoken is dope.
I'm just saying. I'm just naming it. It's unfair. It's unfair that we're in a situation where that's happening. But at the same time, that seems like it's business as usual. It's no hard feelings. It's no hard feelings. It's just the game. They made a deal with Xbox, and it's on Xbox. And maybe eventually it will come to PlayStation.
Let me get the super chat real quick. Serixman says, happy 1 week anniversary to Power World. Let's go Xbox. Going back to my little discussion with Ham, this is not just a game that happens to be third party. This is a cultural phenomenon in terms of gaming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So,
it is a social responsibility to put it
not.
on all possible platforms.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
No. I see what you're doing. He's just leaning into it. He's just leaning into it. He does. I don't even think that he believes what he's saying.
Very nice.
This is pathetic.
He does.
Okay, hold on, Loke. In Genshin Impact phenomenon.
I really want to play Devil's Advocate.
Yeah, in Genshin Impact phenomenon. Isn't a Final Fantasy online a phenomenon? I mean,
you know why? Let me tell you what a phenomenon is. My wife doesn't give two shits about video games. She knew about Elden Ring. She knew about Hogwarts Legacy, and she's aware of Power. She gives zero craps about video games. She knows those games. Those games, they are on the level of, you know how everyone who is deep into basketball, right? They know who DeMar DeRozan is. But if you go outside of people that watch basketball, they don't know who he is. But people outside of basketball, they know who LeBron is. There's levels to it, right? This game, in my opinion, this is not just, it's a nice game. It's a cool game. It's one of the great games. No. This thing is beyond just video games. It should be everywhere. If it's not first party.
I mean, the thing is, ideally in an ideal world, everything should be everywhere, but it's not the case.
In Spider-Man considered in that situation, but everybody knows who Spider-Man is.
But Spider-Man is mid. Spider-Man
the game is mid, but the character himself is not. So again,
Stop what happened? It's mid. It is mid. What are you talking about?
Listen.
I mean, he's not lying. The game gets good about 60% after the fact.
Oh my goodness.
Listen, man. No one is backing down here.
The crowd is
the
getting
first one
sprayed.
is good. The second one is whatever, dog. It's like hot dog water. That's what it is.
Oh, it's damn hot dog water. Damn, that motherfucker said hot dog water. But no, I mean, listen, I feel what you, like I said, the gamer in me do want PlayStation gamers to have access to the game. They have access. That's the thing of it, right? But they access. You're right. It is if you get an Xbox or turn on
exactly
PC, turn them on. They're right. You said they're right there. You don't. Your PC and PlayStation is all you need. So there you go. Turn them on. Get the dust off of them. I mean, hell, your PC should be your main playing source right now because of what PlayStation is offering you. But that's okay. It's okay. That's different here. But listen, I am not going to allow you to get on here and to disrespect this panel and your guest and me. With that garbage about, well, PlayStation gamers needed too, when Xbox gamers has needed Final Fantasy. They needed Genshin Impact. They needed, you know what I'm saying? They needed Spider-Man. They needed, you know what I'm saying? They needed Persona.
No one needs Spider-Man.
Look out here making us dark-skinned fellas sound bad, man. I don't like it.
Right, man.
I don't like
Listen,
it.
Man.
Don't rep us like this, homeboy. Don't do this. Don't do us like that,
I can send you some ads. I can send you some ads of some dark-skinned brothers. Trust me, I'm not bad.
So just let it be.
Compared to the panel, brother, I'm saying you making us look bad, man. Stop it.
Yeah, man, you can't do that, man.
Someone has to argue for the other side. All right.
No, man, there's no argument for that. This is
you need a better argument.
PlayStation needs to change their if PlayStation gamers want Power World that bad, then they should change their policy on preview games, because that's a PlayStation policy of why that game is not on PlayStation.
You know what? You know what you could do, since PlayStation's not releasing any games this year? You could just save the $70 per game.
Releasing any games.
You could just save the $70 per game and buy a Series S. Was that 4 games?
True.
Yes.
They have a lot of good deals right now, right? I think you get it for like $200 now.
Find one on sale and get yourself a Series S, and then you can play.
Series S and the Game Pass, you good for the rest of the year, man. You don't need nothing else.
You don't need nothing else.
No,
you don't understand what gaming is about.
That's all you need.
You can have fun. You can have fun with us.
Yeah, you know what gaming is all about.
You can have a good time with the big boys.
Yeah, you can understand what gaming is in 2023,
this is
2024.
too Xbox centric. I'm uncomfortable.
Bro, it's just reality, man.
Let me get
No, look,
God
I'm not
damn
gonna
it.
let you slide.
No Xbox.
with that
right
statement
here. You can play right here. You can play on one of these right here. You can play on one of these, man.
See, look, I'm not gonna let that slide, though, right?
Okay, go ahead.
Because I don't think it's fair for you to say it's too Xbox centric after we've known and seen the history of certain consoles that being even outside of just PlayStation. Nintendo's had exclusives that Xbox
Sega as well.
wish they could, give their customers to be able to play. Steam itself has had exclusives that Xbox gamers wish that they could play, where console gamers completely didn't get access to a game at all. It was only on PC. I remember that for sure, especially growing up when I was young. There was a lot of PC exclusives that you could not get on console. But I don't think it's fair to say, hey, this is too Xbox centric, for the fact that now that Xbox finally has something that nobody, like Nintendo doesn't have it, PlayStation doesn't have it. Why cry foul now?
To celebrate.
No, finish. Let me finish. Why cry foul now when, K-Mega, it doesn't matter if your wife knew about Final Fantasy or whatnot. The Final Fantasy Online is an obvious hit that Xbox wasn't able to get access to for the longest time. Final Fantasy 7 in general. Just like keeping up with that game has been like awful for Xbox to try to do. Genshin Impact, another one. That game's mobile as well, but it's just not allowed on Xbox. You know what I'm saying? It's totally, I could probably play that game with the Xbox controller on PC, but I sure as hell can't play it on an Xbox. So it's just like, why be mad because a phenomenon just so happened to hit something that doesn't get very many phenomenons?
Yeah.
It's not about being mad, Ham. It's about, I don't like celebrating exclusives. I like just celebrating good games.
Bro, it's been like that for fucking, I don't know how many years. It's been like
exclusions have existed since when was the Sega and right, the 70s. Damn right, bro, the 70s, right?
Yeah, going back to the Magnavox. The Magnavox console.
You don't listen when I talk. Listen when I talk.
Right.
I'm talking about third party.
Those
it's like when I say it, right? You guys will share
Atari didn't own any of those games. Atari owned no games.
A game that me and you like, Tekken. That's always been third party, but the way the PlayStation structured it, we always thought it was exclusive.
Yes.
So
wasn't it initially?
No,
PS1?
It's always been on PlayStation, but nobody else went after it because the way that PlayStation, did the rules.
They marketed it like it was.
Yeah, they marketed it as an exclusive. They even marketed a game that came out on Sega first, which was Tomb Raider, and then did their marketing deals and locked out Tomb Raider 2 on PlayStation.
That's right.
And so again, you have to look at this as that. Listen, we can't sit here and talk about, well, it's not fair for this platform or that platform when these other platforms
just because
have been doing this
it,
from the beginning?
Hold on. So just because it's been getting done, we can't say it. We can't say it's wrong.
You can absolutely.
It's business.
Yeah, exactly. You can absolutely say it's wrong, and you can be totally right in saying that it's wrong. But at the same time, it happens. Look at go back to the PS2. Like a lot of people will tell you the PS2 is the greatest console of all time. Is it because of PlayStation's tremendous first party output? No. It's because of third party exclusives made that console what it was. And that's not to say that shame on PlayStation for making deals to make their thing more appealing. That's business. That's just what it is. Now I would agree that it's it's weird that you hop online and you see somebody just laughing or making fun of the fact that it's on PlayStation. It's like, are you even really playing the game? Like, I get that
are you here for the games or are you here for the clout?
Yeah, and I get that perspective, but at the same time, it's not unfair or fair either way. It's just just business. It's not personal.
All right, let me get this super chat. Sexman, $2 super chat. Does this mean Power World is game of the generation? Okay. I think this is a bit much. Matt, you can go first on this one.
We talked about that briefly on Two Player Podcast on Wednesday, me and him. I think for some people, it probably can be. Like, I would say for me, up to this point in the generation, it would be between either Elden Ring or Starfield. But, I mean, I wouldn't discredit somebody who says that this ends up being the game of the generation.
7 days out.
I'm saying in a few years.
Out.
I'm saying I'm saying in a few years, if somebody were to tell me their game of the generation was Power World, I wouldn't be like, that's insane. I'd be like, okay.
If Power can maintain like 500,000 for the next 5 years, I think we can talk about game of the generation.
Sure.
If they can maintain 500,000 on Steam. Ham, is Power World game of the generation?
I mean, to your point that you just got done saying, if it continues to update and get bigger, it totally can maintain that power for sure. Especially if Pokemon just sits back and just lets it happen, and they don't. I mean, they're already way behind, right? Because you gotta you got to figure out a secret sauce of your own, right? You got the IP already, but you got to figure out a way of attack, and like of your own, and that doesn't happen in a few months or even a year. Like, it might take a few years for them to really get cooking to take a game on like this, even though they're kind of using a very similar recipe, right? But the question was, is this a game of the generation to me?
Yeah, or a contender, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, absolutely speaking for myself personally, I'd say yes, because I'm nervous for a different reason. Like I said, and what I've been saying for the last several years is I cannot wait for Arc 2. I cannot wait for Arc 2.
Say it one more time.
And then I'm playing this game right now, and I'm like, I have Arc Survival Ascended, and I don't even want to touch it right now because of this game. And it's very similar type of game, but this game it's a more fast-paced, more action. The type of action is more exciting. The animation work is more exciting in the sense of the fight itself. Arc is more pretty of a game, like running around and going into the water. There's way more options and things to do in Arc, but there is a disconnect with respecting my time and also wanting to be extremely grand at the same time. Like, I want to build something big and cool, but that game, unless you play on a unofficial server, it'll take you a long time to get a lot done and get to boss fights and stuff like that, where this game, it dares you to go to boss fights and it makes it very easy to get into it, but it tells you, hey, you need to build a base, but then it's just a few little things to collect to do that, and everything just seems fairly simple. There's things that it can fix, but I definitely say it is trending for game of the generation, in my opinion. Like, it's more game of the generation than not, to me, so far. And I loved, like, what Matt just talked about, Starfield, right? I love that game. But I could see why this is a bigger hit. I could just see it. It's obvious. To me, it's just obvious.
Well,
I love Starfield. I paid a dumb amount of money for that game. Bought it twice. One time was $300. You know, so like, but I love that game. But I cannot be silly and say this $30 game doesn't have developers' knees buckled right now.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons why they're pissy. This exposed a lot of devs. Let me get the super chat real quick. Sir X-Man, thank you so much. I heard somebody say Tomb Raider. I'm awake now. You can thank K Mega for that one. K Mega,
Yes, sir.
Power World a solid contender for Game of the Generation?
Yes, by far, yes. Because it's doing all the things that makes a game look like a game of a generation. One, putting other games on notice. That's kind of in that same wheelhouse. And we're talking about live service games, which has failed like crazy. The indie scene, which a lot of people keep overlooking, which is probably one of the most important factions of gaming going forward. Budget games, this has put that on notice. And then also a game that is it's getting back to the roots of what makes gaming fun. Gameplay. It's not the prettiest game. It's not even finished being developed yet. But what it does do is make you enjoy your experience with games. Instead of enjoying the experience of great CGI and or CG or voice
Seriously,
actors and all that stuff. Yeah, like, I mean, what we're finding out is that gamers at the end of the day care more about what makes them feel good in enjoying that game than anything else. And so yeah, of course this game is doing that. And I love Starfield as well and Elden Ring. But those three games are definitely games that definitely are up there with game of the generation. But you know what I'm saying, I think that Starfield has some more work to do. I'm hoping that with the DLC that they drop, they'll make the evolution of that game even more special. Elden Ring, it's going to get DLC. My God, what are they going to do with that? But then with this, it's like you're going against Power World is going against two big budget games, or industry that is, especially with the media and what the market leader wants to tell people is that what's important is big budget games. Gamers are telling people everything else is that we care more about gameplay. We care about a good structure. It doesn't have to be the prettiest game. It doesn't even have to have some strong voiceovers. All it needs to do is provide entertainment. And that is why this game is definitely up there for game of the generation.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
We're not laughing at you, okay, Meg. We're not laughing at you.
Jeez.
Bruh.
Look at the screen, bro.
Wow.
For real, dude.
That's pretty good.
Pause. Pause.
Wow.
Now, if you saying that
Wow,
about Stellar Blade, I'm being like, let's go. But
Okay, Stellar Yams.
yeah, Stella, yeah, her thickness and yams, I'm with you. But yo, Elden Ring. Whoop. Now I love Elden Ring though. But yeah, no, those 3 games are definitely games of the generation for me.
Right there.
Yeah. That man's a thought. That man is a thought. But that's okay. That's okay.
For me, it's Baldur's Gate.
And then I forgot about Baldur's Gate. So there's 4. You're right. Baldur's Gate is a phenomenon.
Baldur's Gate and the Elden Ring. For me, it's Baldur's Gate and the Elden Ring. Starfield, I had the hype that it was going to be game of the generation before it came out. After it came out, all those load screens, I need to see significant improvement in the next few years for me to be like, this is back in the conversation for game of the generation, for me personally. But Baldur's Gate and the Elden Ring, as they are, 0 DLC as they are, game of the generation contenders for me. Pal World, it's just the numbers. I haven't played it, but those numbers are crazy. Someone actually tagged me, Dorian Gray tagged me on Twitter just now. Pal World players, people that are playing right now, this very instant, guys, 1.7 million, 1.8 million. The 24-hour peak is 2 million. For the last 3 days, 2 million people have been playing Pal World for the last 2 days. Today is going to be the 3rd day. So just numbers-wise, Pal World is insane.
That's just Steam numbers, or is that?
That's just Steam.
It's just Steam. Yeah, just Steam.
Nuts, man.
Yeah, they're going crazy. So
going crazy.
For me,
Pixel, before we get out of here, is it game of the generation contender?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a contender. I mean, it is the first game that made me put down Starfield, right? So, I had 700 hours in Starfield, right? 700 plus. So,
I mean,
yeah, that's probably more than everybody on his panel combined, right? So,
yeah,
a lot.
Not combined. I got 500. So don't get twisted.
Okay. Look. I'm throwing them shots. Somebody. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta check because I might be at 800 at this point. So we'll see, right? But
okay, all right.
You guys support the devs at Xbox. What's going on here?
What are you talking about? 500 on Starfield?
Yeah,
just Starfield.
Yeah, I got 700 on Starfield.
Yeah.
Straight up. Lord. So, but this is the first game because I played Spider-Man. The only game I stopped for was Spider-Man for a couple of days, and then right back to Starfield. So this is the first game that I legitimately have stopped playing, and I'm playing this game now, right? So I don't know if it'll get to those numbers, but it feel like it can, right? I faced a boss the other day and got smacked. I'm like, okay, right? So and I mean I was like level 20 or whatever, huh?
You said $500?
Oh no, 500
hours.
Oh, you're talking about hours in the Starfield?
Hours.
Yeah. You better be careful talking about hours in the Starfield and fucking with me. Like hey Mega already know I got them numbers and some Starfield.
He got those Starfield, but y'all had an extra 7 days because I went on vacation.
100.
So yeah. I probably would have been up there with y'all. I would have definitely been up there with Ham. I think Ham got me by maybe a couple of, I don't know, maybe 40, 50 hours, maybe almost close. I don't know. Ham's probably about like 600 hours, maybe.
Okay.
I'm right there though. I'm not.
Guys,
I caught up.
Hold on. Guys, pause. Cozy Beluga has over 1,200 hours.
Jesus,
ain't no way.
I believe it.
That's crazy.
No, she does.
Chill.
She does.
Okay.
I got 25 days and 11 hours now. What is that?
All right. Sit your young ass down.
Yeah, I sound young as hell with that.
Let teacher Cozy explain Starfield.
50 days. Damn, Cozy. Goddamn.
Damn, Cozy.
Bow your heads, ladies and gentlemen.
Queen B.
We got level 100 up. There's somebody I'm following on X that got. Yo, my man is level 250. And I'm like, bro, I don't know even how you do it. He's at level 250 already. So, or 200 or something like that. Some crazy number last time he posted. So I'm just trying to get to 100. But that said, yeah, I think this game, it has the potential. I mean, the map is actually pretty big. There's a lot of dungeons dispersed, which throughout, which have some really good fun in there. They're a derivative, right? You've seen one dungeon, I think they're all pretty much the same dungeon. but the enemies change up in the dungeons. But there's like a really nice mix, and again, the game is just silly and fun. You know what I'm saying? So I think it has legs, and if they follow that, they achieve the roadmap that they laid out, right, with the way that they're going to drop content, they might really be onto something. They might really be onto something with this. So I think it'll be up there. It should still be in the conversation many years from now.
All right. And with that, we've come to the end of another episode of BullSittin on TSWS Gaming. One more time, Cozy Beluga is a Starfield deity. Speaking of Cozy,
indeed.
He is the unity.
Speaking of Cozy, I just want to apologize to everyone that's been looking forward to the special reveal of Cozy's comic book. Unfortunately, she isn't feeling well, but we will be updating you maybe next week, maybe the week after, if she is feeling up to it. So that's what happened. That's why she's not here. That's why we haven't spoken on the special reveal that we've been teasing for a minute. Pixel, plug your stuff. Tell people where you're at, what you've been up to, where they can find you.
All right, so you can find me on X under PixelLG. You can also find me on my own channel every now and again, dropping some content. I got like 2 or 3 videos up now, with some plans to do a bit more and hopefully connect with some more of the homies on here. But you know,
Nice.
And every now and again on other shows is where you find me. So appreciate the invite as always. Always a pleasure with you guys. And minus one girl this time, so I hope you feel better, Cozy. And you know, that's what's up.
All right. K-Mega, tell everyone where they can find you.
You can find me here in a couple of hours doing the GRG podcast. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to our brother Dark Optimus. You know what I'm saying? He will no longer be on the show because he got him a job that's going to be taking most of his time. You know what I'm saying? So we wish him the best on that. So that means I'm going to have to start asking people to come on the show.
No. Okay, Megan, keep it a buck. That man done seen the roadmap and he don't want to talk about it.
Right. He said he told me that he found him a job, but it really is the roadmap because he can't keep capping for PlayStation the way that he has been for the last few years.
Yeah, I mean, he fell off just like your Rams and your poster.
Oh my God! Watch out!
Wow!
Wow! Hold on, my daughter.
Wow!
Thank you, baby girl.
Oh,
thank you, Puddin, for this. You know what I'm saying? But anyway,
the poster imitating real life. The poster is imitating real life. God damn!
But check me out on my channel, K-Mega405. I'm going to be putting out more content. We did do a My Thoughts video. We had my brother Pred come on. Sir X-Man was on with us as well. Come check that out. Did the crossover Monday. We'll be doing it again here this coming up Monday on Ham Solo's channel, and then the Devin the Gamer with me and Don. We're going to be doing our thing, and then I'm going to be streaming. I was going to be streaming Tekken 8 last night, but like I said, my daughter was losing her damn mind and didn't want to leave the house until like 2 something in the morning. But regardless of that, I will get back to doing Fight Night Sundays. And I hope you guys will come and check me out. I bought so many damn fighter games here. I'm ready to get back and get started. So yeah, K-Mega going to be doing a lot of content in 2024 for sure. So I hope you guys come and support. And I'm also on Twitter and TikTok at K-Mega405 and K-Mega4. Come and follow me.
All right. K-Mega.
Yeah.
Keep it gaming. Vic the MF Click with another super chat. Thank you so much. Says it was a okay show, I guess. You know, Cozy ain't here, so what's the point? Laughing emojis. Cozy says she was here in spirit, so I guess that's something.
It was here
Matt.
in spirit.
Vic, dirty motherfucker. Click.
Matt, plug your stuff. Where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at MattLikesGames, and then YouTube videos every Monday and Wednesday on the channel Matt Likes Games, and then on Mondays and Fridays, and then on Wednesdays I do the 2-player podcast at 2 p.m. Eastern with Ham Solo. So you can find me on my channel and on Twitter, and you can also find me here every Friday 4 p.m. Eastern.
All right. Ham, You wanna say anything before I plug the show and do the last point?
Next week, I got an awesome podcast, Behind Them Sticks episode. I had one this week. I got one, every week, right? This last week I had Pharaoh J on yesterday, and then this upcoming Thursday is David Whitaker, aka Fame.
Hey,
coming
through.
Fame. From
Fame.
Level 1 Gaming. So I'm really excited to talk to that brother and get to know him a little bit better and whatnot.
Good people.
Yeah, that's really all I gotta say.
All right. So this has been BullSittin on TSWS Gaming. We do this every Friday. Saturdays we're off. Sunday I do my podcast. All right. Vic interrupting the outro here. Thank you for the super chat. Says, "Let's go Lions. Cowboys suck." I'm with you. Cowboys suck. Screw the Lions.
Let's go Lions. Beat them Niners. That's all I care about them bastards doing.
I agree.
Beat them Niners.
All right.
Sorry, Cog.
As I was saying, Sundays I do my podcast or upload a video. Monday is the crossover with Ham Solo and K Mega on TSWS or K Mega's channel. We alternate on a weekly basis. Tuesday it's the lowdown with me and Ham, and then on Wednesday it's the 2-player podcast on Matt's channel, Matt Likes Games on YouTube. Thursday, like Ham said, it's the Behind Them Sticks show where Ham interviews different people inside and around gaming. So you got fans, you got developers, journalists, etc. Look forward to that. As for the last point, I'm going to keep it brief because we are way over our usually allotted time. The producer is shouting in my ear, so I'm going to be very brief. Corporations don't like you. They never have. They never will. You want to support something that has life, that has oxygen, that is worth your personal investment. Find a streamer, all right? Go to K-Mega's channel, go to TSWS, go to Pixel Bits channel, go to Matt's channel. Go to actual people. Xbox doesn't give a shit about you. You are just a number on a spreadsheet. Same thing for PlayStation, same thing for Nintendo, etc. Make peace with it. It'll hurt less. Thank you for watching.